Hitting the record button now, and boom. Okay, let's do this thing. Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to the end of the year review once again. Hopefully, everybody out there had a great holiday yesterday and whatnot, but here to talk about a lot. Okay, so from the biggest news stories from the companies themselves to anything big that happened in wrestling, from feud of the year, match of the year, most improved wrestler of the year, worst match of the year. It's a lot to speak on in compiling all these notes. I'm sure everybody else took their own notes also going into this too. So yeah, it is a lot to speak on today. But on this not snowy day, snow outside, let's get ready to do this thing. So, who wants to introduce themselves first?
Shoot, you got snow? You can keep that over there, bro.
It ain't snowing, but it's snow out there.
Sheesh. Well, all right, it's Black Shaggy, you know. Yeah, all right, know DARLE, always repping. And yeah, I'm ready to get this popping, man.
Yeah, straight face 40. You already know. I'm back at it.
Drop.
Yo, it's just J Rod. You can follow me on all streaming platforms, just J Rod, or social media. It's underscore just J Rod.
And right here again, Vidala. So let's do this thing right now. So let's start off with one of the biggest news stories of the year. Let's go through that first. Where do we begin? Let's see.
Probably with the biggest thing, right?
Oh, of course, the
The
biggest.
elite, the elite. I'm
Well,
sorry,
it's,
guys.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah,
it's
dang,
between
yeah.
it's
Well,
between it's between that one and Vince being the biggest thing.
Yeah, I was talking
Ooh,
about
I
Vince.
or
take. I think Vince.
or
I think Vince should take the second spot. Could I think this at least a really shift AEW if it wasn't for a lot. If it wasn't for that, a lot of things would be happening right now.
Well, you could say
Yeah,
that about the
like to
Vince
me,
joint too, right? Because, I
yeah, I
mean,
was just
niggas
about to
want to
say.
yeah,
leave
true, true.
AEW now, right?
Yeah, niggas running. Yeah, folks is
Yeah,
running back.
but I think that's a part of. I think that's a little bit a part of the that debacle, that CM Punk debacle is really some of the reason why they want to jump ship. They got the the Triple H thing too, but that too, like the locker room a little shifty over there. You
Mm.
know people people see that, so they like, man, let me get up out of here. You know, but I really think, ooh, man, that whole can we call it a pipe bomb? Because that was another one.
I've heard Gripe Bomb. I've heard Brawl Out.
Brawl out. Yeah, yeah, I heard brawl out a lot.
Yeah, the
Brawl out.
brawl out, at all out. Yeah,
Brawl out, and people thought
Man,
the brawl out was more interesting than the whole pay per view itself.
Yeah,
And
the pay per view was all right.
Me and Kyle reviewed
that
that pay.
right, but and the crazy part about it with that, if it wasn't for that whole little thing, that pay per view, like bro says, it's all right. It was all right, and without that, it would have. I think it would have been forgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah, All Out was a very long show, and you only could care at least like about. It was only a few matches to really care about that were actually good. It was like damn near 15 matches on the show, and almost like a 6-7 hour pay per view, and it was a lot of
yeah.
wrestling that Labor Day weekend and whatnot. It's just they were the last one to go on that weekend and stuff. So yeah, with All Out, it was an okay show, honestly. It's just the media scrum is what everyone talked about. That was the most interesting.
Yeah, the stuff on the show I was actually really looking forward to was the stuff that got shafted, man. Like Jade Athena, Starks and Hobbs, Jungle Boy Christian, like all that stuff went like 3 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Like you got your right. What that was the type. That was the those were the matches I was looking forward to too in a little bit. Like I was thinking to myself like, well, especially Hobbs and Ricky Starks. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. They just threw him out there. 3 minutes later, they left back out again. I'm like. I guess if I paid $50 for this, I'll be pretty pissed.
And
Facts.
and trust me, they had a lot of shows that weekend throughout that arena. Also, I was there actually, well, for the Rampage one, which it honestly wasn't a lot of people there. And remember, I got these tickets because I know somebody and whatnot. So I know Isaiah's not here right now, but yeah, me and him went to the show, and yeah, that card. I think the main event was like, well, we gotta talk about your favorite wrestler, Steven, QT Marshall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Ricky Starks. He's still out there.
Yeah.
Man,
QT, your boy. But yeah, like I said, there was a lot of shows throughout that weekend, and whatnot. But like once the pay per view came, the only thing mostly to care about was the main event and what happened after the main event, because it was just a lot of matches. Hell, you even had the Motor City Machine Guns on there, and I thought they could have had they should have been placing a better match than what they had out there at All Out.
Trash, bro. And the crowd didn't even care about, bro. That was just throw all out away, bro.
Yeah,
Just
All
throw it
Out
away.
was whatever.
and thanks a
Honestly.
lot. And then you when you get to the press conference and everything, the media scrum, it's like I was torn because here's the thing, like I understand your grievances. You understand everybody can understand grievances and you want to get them out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a job. We all work it. We all want to speak out and cuss out the boss sometimes or cuss out the employees in front of the boss, but sometimes you shouldn't do things like that. It's like it kind of make you look bad. It kind of make everything look bad. With CM Punk, especially, like it's like you put the company in a bad light a little bit because now you got the boss looking at the boss is right there sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Now he is like if he cuts you off, it kind of make him look like he on the elite side. If he lets you keep on going, it kind of make him look like, oh man, he just a punk boss. He let his employees do whatever they want. So it kind of make Tony Khan in a bad situation. I just don't. All of that could have been like kind of avoided. Like I just really don't. It could have been done in a different way.
Yeah, facts. Because if that's how Punk was really feeling, then what should have happened is all this should have been squashed before All Out even happened. Like in the back, y'all call a meeting or something, because it wasn't always like that. So something happened, shifted this year, because everybody Punk was excited to be there, all the morale was
Yeah,
cool, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden,
yeah.
like in that little block of time, then all of a sudden everybody hates each other, and you're like, wait, what happened? We saw Punk tweeting Hangman, and they were all cool and cordial, we're excited to work together, and then all of a sudden it's just like, nah, we all hate each other, and I'm going to
But
tell you why, like.
and yeah, we got to kind of dial that back all the way to Double or Nothing if you want to say a lot of this
Of course.
start going around
Yeah, of
with
course.
stuff. Just from,
And,
Hangman's promos talking about Punk, saying, oh, you're trying to take the company away. And then the whole Colt Cabana thing being brought up several times, saying, oh, Colt Cabana is the one. No, I mean, Punk is, holding down Colt Cabana, making sure he stays in ROH and stuff so he doesn't get on TV and everything. So this dials back. This is months and months that went on brewing.
no, don't get me wrong. I know I think all of us in this, on this panel knows that the whole situation and how it was done. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying they not in the wrong either, but I'm saying it's always a better way. It's always a better way. It could have been done better in a different situation. Not one of your biggest shows, the biggest show of the year, one of them, and you decided, hey, man, look, I'm about to tell everybody what's going on. Yeah, I'm like, hold on, and then why Tony Khan was right there? That's what I'm saying. It I think it should have been in a different situation. Like somebody could have handled it a different way. That's all I keep on saying. Like that's all I'm saying.
Honestly, yeah, I don't even think this can't be resolved. Uh, like
Oh
when
no,
Punk is healed up, and like after all this happened, you telling me you can't make money with Punk versus Kenny Omega now, like, or the Elite versus Punk versus and FTR, like,
Honestly,
that's
you
selling
gotta
an
get
arena
them. You
out.
honestly,
gotta
the
get
way
them
that the shit,
aboard.
honestly, the way that the shit looking, it's probably about to lead up to that anyway. I feel like I'm hoping 2023 will bring a lot of fucking forgiveness. We will see, but I think
Yeah.
it will. And I had to step away for a minute. I had to grab these groceries right quick. But I was hearing what y'all was saying, and I fuck with everything y'all was saying. But I do look at it from a perspective. I agree. CM Punk wasn't right for doing what he did, how he did it. But we ain't looking at it from his perspective either. What if he tried to do all the right shit behind the stage, back door? We only know so much. We wasn't right there with him. And my thing is, for CM Punk, of course, he's the king of the pipe bomb, but usually his pipe bombs are usually in a very meticulous, thought out way. This was very unhinged, even for CM Punk. And I think he was
Uh,
at a point where he, again, how many cheeks can I turn? Nigga, I only got 4 on my body, if you know what I mean. How many
Mm.
cheeks can I turn before I have to fucking slap somebody back? And it sucks it has to be here, but this is also, ironically, at the same show that I just drew $1 million for you guys. So if there's any show for me to talk shit, it's this one. So I think he was right for the timing. Of course, was it professional? No. But I mean, it was at the show that he just drew $1 million, and we all know it was him. Let's be real, that he just drew $1 million for this company. So yeah, you guys want to, like, the EVP, or whatever you guys want to call yourselves, want to call me out, but I'm the reason that you guys are even selling right now, and I have done nothing but try to be a vet to some of these young guys who don't listen. Because back in my day, I'm sorry, when I was coming up, we'd listen to some of these vets, even if we wanted to or not, just out of respect. But it seems like you guys don't even have that. And I understand I've been gone for 7 years, but still, I'm fucking CM Punk. You know what I mean? Like, I have something to give to some of you guys. And I understand there was also the fucking there's also the Coca Cabana situation, which he adamantly said he had no issue with, which I also think could be a reason of resolve. If it's totally, set out that, hey, I had nothing to do with Coca Cabana. Tony's saying we had nothing to do with Coca Cabana being put down the Ring of Honor. Maybe they can say, hey, all right, cool, shake hands on it. Fuck it, we can get some money. We ain't gotta like each other, but we can make some money now that we know that you weren't a part of that situation. Maybe that was the main, because I think that's where it really stemmed from. I think once Coca Cabana went to Ring of Honor, all of a sudden bullshit started to, the whole AW brand was kind of split. So, at the end of the day, I'm Team CM Punk in this situation. I think what the Elite did overall was kind of just as boneheaded as his decision to all go in there busting through, kicking dogs and shit, trying to figure out stuff. I think that was a bit boneheaded in their move, because he just said right after, if you guys got a problem, come see me. And he said it in a way, we know how he said it. He said it in a way where it was confrontational. So the fact that you guys are all busting in, if I was CM Punk, I would have punched first too. Like, I'm not about to let y'all jump me. So it's like, even if y'all did just want to come talk. So it's like, I don't know. I look at it from the perspective of CM Punk and the Elite. I understand the Elite, you know, are the Elite, and they were defending their friend, but at the same time, CM Punk didn't do anything wrong. And honestly, if I was CM Punk, I wouldn't even try to leave the company. If I was CM Punk, just to be petty as fuck, and even if they don't want me there, I'm gonna let them bleed out that damn contract, because I already know eventually y'all gonna have to look my fucking way. And when y'all do, I will come with demands this time. And I do want Coca Cabana and Ring of Honor this time. Since y'all think I did it last time, now I'm gonna make the demands for it. Because it, like, again, you know what I mean? They did them dirty this time. So if I was CM Punk, I'd be just as petty. And if y'all ever call me back because ratings are low, sales are low, and y'all might need that theme song, da na 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 na. When y'all need that, I'll be here. But I'm gonna come with a list of fucking demands. That's just me though. So that's my whole take on the CM Punk thing. I'm sorry I came in here like super late with these things. Y'all probably said all of this shit already. My bad.
Well, my
It's all
really,
good.
Now we
I
ain't
don't.
get. I ain't even get to the cover. Nah, I ain't get to the turning point to the part where they kicking the door in. Now I ain't get to
Yeah.
that part because
Oh,
when when I was talking about the press conference part. But yeah, turning the corner with the kicking the door in. If I was Tony, I'd just take the EVP title. Because here's
Mhm.
the thing,
That's what I've been
that's
saying.
not the
I would have done that
actions
too.
of an EVP. Those not the actions of executive vice presidents here. You don't do things like that. I gotta take those titles away from you. I gotta make y'all just wrestlers again. Because that's what y'all were acting like the boys, one of the boys. That's what y'all wanted to be. So here y'all go. Y'all gonna be one of the boys, man. That's it. I mean, that was just as idiotic. I'm like, what is? All right, y'all. They gotta prove they tough. I don't know, but if
I
they
for
didn't
real, like,
prove they tough,
I don't know, because everything about, and I've been on this bandwagon since this whole thing happened, bro. That everything that we've heard with this situation has been this side says this side says that. I don't actually
but
really believe that they booted the door in. Like, because
I
why
mean, I
would
heard
you
it from
as a,
both sides. So
but why would you as an
you gotta.
EVP go out, get the head of legal, and then kick a nigga door in? Like, that don't even make sense. Why would you go out of your way to go get the head of legal, knowing you're going to confront somebody? Like, okay, you have it in mind, you're going to confront somebody, but you're going to boot a door in, and like, I don't even believe that's how that went down. I feel like that's just being said that way.
I think the boot. I don't think the boot of the door. I think they, but kind of turn, bust in on some hard shit. Not no boom.
Mhm.
Knock the doors off the hinges and stuff like that. Nah, nah. Talk about I think they came in on some boom. Door slamming to the wall type of thing. Like, hey,
yeah.
woo, yeah, that's what I really think. I don't think no, cartoon booted the door off the hinges type of thing. Nah, B.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Because
Because both
they
sides try to like gas it up so their side seems like in the right. When in
you
my
got to
stance,
remember it's wrestling.
Yeah,
that's facts, bro. That's what
that's true.
my point
Man,
has always
they
been.
over saturate. They
Nah, my
over
point has
saturate a
always
lot of
been that
things.
everybody involved in this has been wrong. Like, they were
And,
wrong, he
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm
wrong, Tony
saying.
was wrong.
Wrong,
Like,
boom.
everybody was wrong, bro.
and
And
you
I
know,
think
you
I
gotta
think
gotta. I'm gonna say, Kai, I interrupt you, but you gotta add also with a lot of this. Even after the whole thing, I thought it was kind of quite interesting that they didn't even want to interview Ace Steele's wife, which she was the main witness that was there, and they decided not to even interview, thinking her word wasn't really that important. Like, didn't she see the whole thing and whatnot? So I kind of found it
They
interesting
was
that
afraid.
they didn't want to interview her. Ace Steel was expendable, so I kind of understand why they fired him, because I think he was the most expendable person
Well, there's
there
always
and
a
what
fall guy. That's just the way it is.
he was the fall guy.
There's always
And
got
look
to
at
be a fall guy.
it's
Always.
always a
Looking at
fall
you,
guy.
Laurinaitis.
Oh, we'll get to him.
It's
We'll
always
get to
somebody. It's
skateboard.
always got to say. It's always got to be somebody got to take the brunt of it because here's the thing: you gonna do that to the elite? No, you wasn't. You gonna do that to CM Punk? Definitely, you was not ever gonna do that. Get rid of CM Punk. So who you gonna get rid of? Oh, Ace, you just got here. Sorry, you gotta go.
You gotta go. And you gotta
I ain't
also
gonna
add. We
wait.
gotta also. I was gonna say before you go, Gerard. Continue. I was gonna say you also gotta add. Just Tony Khan up there didn't know what looked like he did not know what to do when this
Yeah.
whole thing even went down, and he just couldn't even talk and just stammering, and Punk having to talk for him, and which Tony Khan did admit that it was like one of the Bucks that was spreading these rumors and stuff, but you could just look at his whole thing that he could not command that situation. That Punk literally led the whole thing. Tony Khan just sitting there looking back and forth like he had zero clue what to do. He did not look like a boss. He didn't.
I, I want to ask you
You
this
literally
question, there, Bray. Is this the case? You put yourself in Tony Khan. Honest answer. Honest. Just put yourself in a boss situation. that have to be that one of your top employees, not just any employee,
My
your
cash
man,
cow.
the man, your cash cow, the man who just threw in the $1 million gate.
Who Tony Khan admitted
What you gonna
was
do?
his
What
top
you gonna
dog.
He
do?
admitted.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What Tony? I mean, CM Punk just started going off about true situations that he feels is happening to him. That he feels this way. What you gonna do, B? It's like I don't think anybody know what to do with that situation.
Oh man, yeah. There's one
Yeah.
person. I'm glad you said that. There's one person that knew exactly what to do in that situation if that situation occurred. A person that I don't really like to root on so much, but I'm gonna root him on in this situation. Bryce already know I'm going with this.
Oh yeah.
Vince Kennedy McMahon wouldn't know what the fuck to do in
He
that
wouldn't
situation.
even.
Yes, he
He
would.
wouldn't even
Here's
allow that part. No. I'm agreeing. 100%. I'm just gonna go one further. He wouldn't even allow that situation to even get to
no,
that far.
No,
nigga.
he
The
would
He
have
wouldn't
handled
even
that.
allow that
cameras would
situation to
turn
get to
off.
that far, bro.
The cameras would turn off
Oh
randomly. Is what would happen if that was
man,
WWE. The cameras
he
just
wouldn't even.
went off. You would have saw the
I
WWE
think he would have.
out.
He probably would have saw it a long time ago with the Hangman situation where he started talking about what he started going off the whatever script that they don't have a script, but you get what I'm saying, whatever going off the cup. And he would have probably saw the situation then. Like, hold on, time out, wait a second. What are y'all gonna have to make up? Or I'm gonna nix this, or I'm gonna nix y'all. What's up? I swear he would not have that situation even get to that far.
Oh, they would have shut that down before it even began.
Literally. And like
He would have shut shit
Literally,
down.
oh man, boy.
this is just this was hopefully a learning pain for Tony Khan to never let some shit like this
No, it
happen.
wasn't.
I don't
No,
think
that's
it
what he
was.
said on the last one.
I
That's
don't think it
hilarious.
was.
Yo, he said it on
He
he
must
said
have
that
more to
exact
say about
shit on the
Tony Khan.
last podcast, and we said, "Wait, actually,
Yeah,
right after that, the Kingston and Sammy stuff happened, and the
stuff.
Andrade."
Yeah,
Andrade
the
and
Sammy
yeah,
and
Andrade.
Andrade stuff happened.
It was like, nah, no, he ain't learned
More
a
of these
damn
situations
thing.
Yeah, I
has
don't
happened.
think.
He has not learned.
No, he
He
really
has
Nah,
not
and
learned.
he haven't.
yeah, he really has to just like
It's-
put his foot down. He's not doing that enough. Like
He
even
The
with the
money.
he gotta put the
situation,
foot down person.
yeah, even with
He not that type of guy.
but
You're not that
have
guy, pal.
to when you are when you are a wrestling promoter, you're gonna have to be that guy, even if you're not that guy.
Where
Because
he go? You gonna have,
either you either gonna be that guy, or you're gonna get walked on. And right now, he's getting walked on a lot.
where he on the ground at this point? That nigga
Right,
got some footstep marks all over his face.
right.
It's like I can't. Nah, man, I can't see that out of him. To turn that corner, oh man, I just don't see it, man. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just
Either
see this
that,
I,
continuing to happen in 2023.
either that,
honestly, I don't.
or get people around him that can do that with wrestlers who may have the wrestlers' respect. I don't know who those guys may be. I don't know about staff, but if Tony can't do
Hello?
Hello? Where'd Gerard go?
He cut out.
Gerard? Yo, Gerard.
He'll probably
Yeah, let
just
him.
pop up again mid
He'll
sentence.
pop
That's
up.
usually how it
He'll pop.
works.
That's usually how it works. He'll pop back in. We'll hear him when he pops in. But yeah, just to kind of I don't think Tony Khan has not definitely learned in this entire situation. I think all right, Gerard just joined back up. But yeah, I don't think Tony Khan has not learned. Like more of this stuff just keeps happening and everything. The man is a money mark. Like we already know that. But I kind of wonder, like, how far is he willing to let this go? Because sometimes I even kind of wonder now, did he even take the EVP powers away from the Elite? Because we've already
no,
seen the Elite take multiple shots still, even when they return now at this point. We saw what happened on Thanksgiving Eve.
We would have heard
And
about that.
yeah,
We
we
would
probably
have
would have
heard
heard it.
about
Maybe,
that. They'll
maybe he
take.
does.
Yeah.
Maybe they do have it.
yeah,
Maybe they don't have it. But in
yeah.
a
Now,
way, I don't know. Possibly. Go ahead, Gerard.
Will say with all of these shots being taken, that I don't know. To me, that gives me hope that maybe there is some there like behind the scenes talks where it's like, hey, you know, all is good, blase, blase, blah. We apologize. Better heads prevail, and like, hey, take some shots at me, you know, while I'm healing up. So you know, when I do come back, nobody will know, but you know. It's like I'll know. To me, I'll know it's gonna happen if the elite all of a sudden turn heel. If they turn heel again, like 9 months from now, like I
Shoot,
like then I'll
man.
be like,
Them,
oh shit, CM Punk
9 months
coming
from
back.
now.
G. Like
them niggas already healed to
oh,
me, bro.
on me,
They
they already
already
healed to
healed,
me.
man. We already seen this bullshit best of 7 series right now on TV
Nah,
every
that's why
week.
they healed, bro, because they about to beat Death Triangle in a sweep right now, and I
No,
can't have that.
no, seriously, they already heals in my eyes too. But you know, like written heals, you know how that shit go.
Nah, facts.
They, yeah, I ain't been fucking with the elite since May, for real. Or whenever that fucking pay-per-view hit. I forget what month.
All Out was in the beginning of September, Labor Day weekend.
Oh shit, yeah, I'm speaking.
I still
Yeah,
like the Elite personally, but it's man, if they just come back and sweep Death Triangle, I'm gonna be shitty.
yeah. I just want to see Omega and Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom. To be honest, that's all I kind of want to see at this point.
That'll be good.
That
Oh, what
that
I
I do.
would, yeah.
That
man.
I do want to see. This best of 7 thing is literally the same thing every week. Spot fest, hammer shot, repeat. And then when I just looked at it this week, it's like, so tell me, how many times they gonna have to hit each other with hammers until you actually, actually win? Was it gonna be 2, 3 shots and you kick out at 1?
Kenny just
So
kicked out of bro. I was so pissed when he kicked out of the hammer shot because now it
there you
means
go.
nothing,
There you
bro.
go. There you go.
We
That's
built
what
this
I
whole
mean.
story around this hammer shot and he kicked out. I was
Nah,
like,
don't be
what?
surprised next week if that nigga Pac pull up with a mallet.
Nah, big Harley Quinn mallet.
Looking like a damn
That nigga gonna
cartoon.
pull out. That nigga pull out a hat
Dude.
nowhere. Like,
Big ass loco come on, Kitty will make a head. It's like, what the fuck? Hold on, man.
that nigga gonna be
Oh
riding
my
I,
gosh.
I, I don't.
fall into the middle
I
of the.
gotta admit though. I only saw match 1 and 2. After that, it's like I kind of blanked out with it. It's like I'm looking at the final score. Like, all right, who went up? Because yeah, as soon as I knew that train going up 3-1, I'm like, all right, cool. So that means that they go take the rest, and that's how they go be the champions.
So we said it
And
at Full Gear that we were not down for this best of 7 and we were gonna get tired of it, and that's exactly what happened, man.
and here's another thing, like we
Damn,
are
it been that long. God damn, it been
it,
that long.
it's been that long.
Shit.
Let me also add to this. Here's the thing. We knew it was going to go to all the way to 7 because they announced the dates from the get-go. So that already
Yeah,
tells you they was going to
yeah,
have 7 matches. It's not like it was
yeah.
something
The,
where it stops all of a sudden because someone got a bigger score than the other. It's going to go all 7 because they announced the dates and the matches for it. So
Yeah, they
that's
should have just
basically
put
dates all the
TBD.
way. There
Yeah,
you go.
they should have just put TBD on the other matches. But yeah, they just gave you straight up dates. That was weird.
I,
Bro,
I
what
don't
you
think.
just said,
I don't
bro.
even think they should have went that far. I think they should have just said best of 7, point blank. You don't even know when you gonna get these matches. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, every time I come on here, I say the same thing. It cannot be this hard to book this shit, bro.
Bro, yo, literally the 4 of us together can book a better. I'm gonna add a different idea right now that'll book these matches better. Why don't they just have different match types? So like, fucking hardcore. So now we can use the fucking
We just did that this week.
fucking ladder maybe.
That's
K.
next week.
They probably go.
That's the
That's
week
next week.
after.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, like, all right, cool. If they giving different matches, I'm fine with it then. Because at least there's some variety. If it's just gonna be just plain trios match after plain trios match, then yeah, that's fucking boring. I'm cool with different matches because it's still 2 good ass trio teams going
That's
at
what
it.
they should have
Hey,
did from
but
the
here's
start.
the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. If you name, all right, let's just say all of us is wrestling fans for a very long time, and you know certain match type, you know it's going to happen. Like the 3 stages of hell. If the last stage is the cage match, we know we're gonna get the cage match. So if you put the last match as a ladder match and say, "Hey, we're gonna have if to be announced, if we get to a a 7 match, we gonna bring out the ladder. So we're gonna get to the 7 match then. It's like we know this already. So I don't. It's like I think they should have just kept everything slightly a mystery until the night of. Like
Or
okay,
just do
instead
a
of
2 out of 3 falls, right? Like, don't even bother with the series in the first place. Just,
Good point.
yeah, because you gonna burn us out with both teams.
True.
It's like both teams is gonna be in our face constantly fighting each other. It's like
And,
if we
and,
were tired of rematches, we got 7 rematches right here in front of our face. It's like
and whoever
I
lose
don't know.
those 7 matches, whatever, ain't gonna touch them fucking title belts for like a year.
There we go.
One
We're
would
not
think
gonna
that.
rehash this match again.
They're about to FTR of trio teams. They just gonna be good and not get any title contention.
Uh, we'll, 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 we'll get to FTI later on because it's gonna be a lot to say about them. But let's move on to the next topic. We've done the whole Punk versus the Elite whole thing. We'll come back to AEW later. But let's get to the next one of the next biggest topics of the year. Vince McMahon's quote unquote
No
retirement.
chance.
And I used the quote unquote for a big reason. Sabbatical or whatever you want to call it, strategical move. But
Yeah.
back in what was it, June, right? Basically, the Wall Street Journal had put out articles about alleged allegations of Benson a paralegal or paying off women, basically just to sleep with women and whatnot, and that John Laurinaitis was also involved, and Vince had quote unquote I guess retired like before SummerSlam, right? Was it before Summer? Yeah, about before
Yeah,
SummerSlam.
right
right
before
before.
Right.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, right before.
Because
Yeah, right before
we
SummerSlam.
we had seen Vince at least on TV multiple times during this whole thing, basically almost like if you want to say "fuck y'all niggas, I'm still here," which I'll give him credit for that and everything. Don't bow
Don't
down
give
to the
that
mob.
nigga credit, bro.
Well, hey, don't bow down
You're
to the mob.
right.
Don't give that nasty ass
What,
nigga
what,
credit,
what?
bro.
That's what I'm trying to
I
say.
thought it
Like,
was funny.
what
I thought
Bob
it was
was
funny.
going
He kept
after
coming back.
him though?
I thought it was hilarious. He
Like,
shouldn't
no,
have done
no.
that.
I'm asking. Like, I'm asking. What Bob was going after him for? What? Like, because none of like he wasn't like it wasn't like to the point that these women wasn't you know uh, cohesive with him. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't. It wasn't like he was making these women do anything. It was the audit that really got him. Once they
It
went
was
to
the
the
money.
audit
It
and
was the
they
money.
saw money, and then that's when it happened. It wasn't like the women ratted him out and like, oh
Yeah,
my God, I will get
all of
paid
this
for.
was
Ooh.
consensual.
Yeah, it wasn't like
It
a
was consensual.
Well,
Like
all right,
it
hold
was,
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold
it
up, hold
was the audit that really killed it right there.
up.
Like once they saw finding money, that was like, hold on, where this money going to, man?
Let me break this down. Let me
Like
break this
that's
down right quick because after when this initially came out, right, and me and Bryce were talking about it, I was on that same boat. That I mean, he can do whatever he wants. It's his money, blah blah blah. It's not like he was raping women or whatever, whatever. But then as time went on, and I looked into like what this actually is, there's a big difference between consent and coercion. You feel me? When the boss of a company is pretty much saying your spot here is going to be determined on whether you do this, that's not the same as consent. You feel me? It's not he's not forcing you to do it, but at the same time, it's not technically consent either. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not
you doing it because you want to try to keep this position.
especially
At the
especially
same
if you're a
time.
wrestler, right? When the guy who's writing the show is telling you, "I'll put you in this position if you do this with this nasty ass laryngitis nigga over here,"
Hey kid, hey kid,
like,
you want to keep your job? You gotta get people power. You want to keep your
like you know
job?
what I'm saying? Like it's not assault, but I'm not calling it consent either because the guy who's holding the pen who has your career, and especially because all of this happened before AEW was a thing. So when you're a woman in the
I
industry,
know.
and you get kicked out the WWE, like where are you going? What are you doing? TNA? Like
Ring of
But
Honor.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with the whole situation. Like, they also would get a nice, pretty penny, and it was like that's what they were looking at. Like, if it wasn't consent, like you said, if it wasn't consent, it has to be coercion. Then it has to be like the person then like kind of forcing you, but as also here's a cover up. Even though you being forced to do whatever you don't want to do, but here's a cover up. Hush hush, buddy.
see the fact that he
And
even did the NDAs suggests he knows he was doing something wrong. Like,
that's what. And see, that's why I never can understand like what mob was going after him. If you look at these things are happening. You can see it, and it ain't like it all made up.
Yeah.
nope.
But I will say about NDA too. When you man, anybody you have sex with ever has to sign an NDA just because you don't want to hear in somebody memoir fucking 10 years from now. And I had sex with Vince McMahon. So like, so I'm having way shorty. Like, I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. But the rest of that I hella agree with. Where it's like, yeah, like I didn't quite know it as deep as like putting a person's job on them. I thought it was more so like, hey, you want to make a little extra money on the side, and suck me and John Lauren out his dick right quick, and we'll give you $10,000.
That's disgusting.
And yeah,
Jesus.
but like still legal.
You want to keep your job? Yeah, just suck a little. Hey, kid.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what he sounds like. The
job, but if you throw somebody's job on the line, then it's like that's even grosser. You know what I mean? Than just paying them just for sex. It's like, damn, now you wanna throw somebody's job on the line and just give them like hush money? That's fucked. So like, yeah, if it's like that, then that's even worse than what I thought it was. I thought it was just, giving somebody some extra money to do whatever, but that's even worse. Yeah. So, and then he wants to come back.
I don't blame him.
Do you guys think he's gonna come back? I think he has no chance in hell, but I could be wrong.
Possibly. Hey, he'll find a way.
Well, it's
And
two
here's the
things,
thing.
right? It's because one, he's majority stockholder, right? So he can kind of do
Yes.
whatever he
Yeah. No
wants.
matter what, no
And he
matter what.
controls like the majority voting power also of the company.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that's one side of the coin, right? But on the other side of the coin, when the board, is acting in the best interest of the company, I don't think he can actually just do that either. Like if that's what this board is in place for and they start losing sponsors and all that because Vince McMahon wants to come back, I feel like they have within their right to stop that, right? Like even with majority shares, I'm pretty sure that's still a thing in business where it's like, yeah, well, you're not about to sink this company either. Like, fuck
Yeah.
that, bro. Like for your
And,
ego.
and like to also add into that, because you got a point though, what if the board can also vote that and everything, because yes, he does have majority power of it, because like at the end of the day he's still the owner of the company. He just cannot do the day-to-day operations of the company. Him wanting back, which I'm not really
And did
surprised
he
at.
actually was that a storyline back in the Attitude Era? That the board had voted him out, and they voted it was Linda McMahon and Stephanie gave they share to Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was funny.
They did
They
that
did
and
it
It kind of
Steve
twice.
tied
left.
in.
And here's another thing,
Yeah,
they kind of did that.
Triple H came in. Yeah, they
Yeah,
did it
Triple H
twice.
and Steve left.
See, that's when I took my little break around that time. So
Well,
yeah,
it was a
they,
rough
they
scenario,
did.
so
So they've kind of done this before in the past and everything, because apparently what's been said, him wanting to come back because he felt like a lot of this stuff could have been blown over and that people gave him bad advice. Apparently they say he's been cooking up something lately, so it's not like he's been sitting on his ass the whole time. They say he's been working on something, to what I keep hearing.
I tell you what, man, I haven't been enamored with this Triple H era of booking, but I'm curious to see what he does with the Royal Rumble, man, because I do not need, after what happened this year, I don't need another Vince McMahon Royal Rumble in my life, bro.
I thought that was
That
Shane.
was
I
the
thought
right.
Shane was
That was
booking that.
horrible.
Shane
That
McMahon
was horrible.
I'm
Hey,
not even.
big
So that,
But
Shano.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Nobody get past this, though. Nobody get past this. You can say that Shane booked the show, but Vince gonna have to say the okay. It has to look good to him. It be like, oh, okay, yeah, get past him because it ain't like Shane just said, oh man, look, we just doing this and we don't need the okay from the boss. He always the last person who look at the script.
how did he okay Shane McMahon being Final Four?
He was in the final
He
four.
okay there. You know he okay there. You know he
Bad
don't
Bunny
eat,
was in the
man.
final.
Man, you know he okay there because after all these years, Shay been booked like a damn beast for the past 20 years.
For some
So I
reason.
don't know. Yeah,
That's
you
Big
know what I'm
Shano you
saying?
talking
For,
about there, man. That's Big
that
Shano.
thing, right? Shay don't back. Yeah, he been
Okay,
booked
That's
like
the money, my
he
nigga. That's
remember
the
he
money.
beat the Big Show. He beat the Big Show.
He pinned
he
Roman
beat
Reigns,
some
bro.
of
He,
Listen,
he
he
beat Roman
pinned
Reigns.
Roman Reigns. So
is that nigga?
yes, it's like I can see this
Fought the
said,
Undertaker.
oh yeah, this look good to me. You could be in the final four in the Royal Rumble.
terrible, man.
Hey, remember they had Bad Bunny in the final four. It was Bad Bunny, Drew McIntyre, yeah, Brock and Shane. They were the final four.
Was in the
Terrible.
corner for like 20 minutes.
My goodness,
We just
I'm
watching
trying to
the
erase. I will try to erase that. I can't believe I remember all of that. In January. Like, oh my god, that was horrible. Oh, both sides though.
The
Both
whole
sides
show
was
was
bad.
ass.
Hey,
that
Uh,
dude, let's remember Brock lost the WWE title
I did.
early that
I
night.
liked it. Only thing I really liked it. Was that the Seth and Roman match
Yeah, that ended in DQ and Seth
at the
never got
Royal
a
Rumble?
rematch.
The whole Shield
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand, but I talk about like the match. The match quality. That's what I mean. I like their match the best when
It
it's
was the
about like
best thing on
with
the
match
show,
quality.
and it was
Agreed.
first.
Yeah,
And now it's first.
yeah. That's not that, but yeah, it was. That's not saying much. You know what I'm saying? It was the best thing on the show, and the whole show was
And
ass.
now
let me
this
say
Royal
this.
Rumble, honestly, my bad.
Let, let me say this because let's remember this dude Brock went against Lashley, lost the WWE title, won the Royal Rumble later on the night, and then
Rumble,
won the WWE title next month at Elimination Chamber.
That was the
boy.
that was the it
Oh
was
my goodness,
horrible Royal Rumble.
Saudi.
horrible, man.
Dog
That
shit.
Royal Rumble was the 2016 of Royal Rumbles. You know how 2016 was just the worst year ever. It was just
2015. No, 2015 Rumble was ass.
No, he means the year, bro.
no, I mean the year.
Oh, the year.
He's talking about the year. He's talking about the year.
Like
The year.
16 was like the worst.
Yeah, that.
That's how that Royal Rumble was. It was like just year like how 2016 was just like nigga Prince died, Bowie died, nigga Carrie Fisher died, Trump is president,
China.
China dies, and that's how fucking the Royal Rumble was last year. It was just like horrible match after horrible match after horrible match, and Shane McMahon's in the fucking final four with Bad
Big
Bunny.
Shano in the building.
It was the worst. But honestly, I feel like
That was horrible.
But honestly, I feel like this Triple H, this is his make or break. He's been doing decent with pay-per-views as of late. Like as far as the pay-per-views he's done, I think he's been doing well. I think this Royal Rumble, since this is like the first big thing for real of the next year, really.
Yeah,
I
the
think
very first thing.
I
Because
think for
let me ask this.
oh what?
I was gonna say because let me ask you this question real quick. Given from the how many months has he had now? About 6 months at this point. Um, what do you think about his booking at this point? Especially with all these returns that just keep coming left and right of all the black and gold NXT guys that just keep popping back up almost every week.
I mean, I'm not horribly mad at it. I'm more cool with it than when Vince was booking shit on the weekly. So he's not doing as much with the people that he's bringing back, but even he said that. So I think he's doing one thing that Vince would never do, which is fault a mistake that he's making, which is again, he said, hey, I'm not doing shit with none of these people. I'm kind of disappointed in some of the people I brought back. Vince would either just let you go and like act like nothing is happening, or he'll like never just like say, hey, yeah, I'm not liking what I'm doing right now. So the fact that Triple H is at least like, hey, I'm not liking what's going on, I'm gonna make a change, lets me know that at least he's looking ahead. So I'm not quite mad at this booking. At least he kind of knows what he's like, knows that he's fucking up in certain areas, but I also think he has a chance to like really push through, especially with this next Royal Rumble, because like you got, to me, like so many good storylines that you could bring to the Royal Rumble. Like, yo, if secretly Cody Rhodes is like ready as fuck, we don't know. What if like secretly there's like other wrestlers who's on the injured list? What if The Rock makes his fucking come in, you know, get shit ready and he wins the Royal Rumble? That's all. That's a rumor that's being said. So it's a lot of shit that could happen in this Royal Rumble. Not even to mention the other secret comebacks that will happen now that Vince is gone, which is another reason I think Vince probably won't come back. I always call it the two M's, money and morale. I think the morale is really high right now for the wrestlers, even if they ain't getting booked correctly quite yet. And the stocks, you know, they don't want their stocks to lower. And I think once Vince makes a return, those stocks are going to plummet like they did, you know, before he left. There was a reason that the stocks went back up when Triple H was announced the creative head, and I think they want to keep it that way. But overall, it also stems from what he does this Royal Rumble, which again, he has so many outlets to have a good ass Royal Rumble, especially with like the star talent that he has to come back and shit like that. Yeah, I think he's gonna knock it out the park. I could be wrong, but I think I might be right. Hopefully, we'll see.
So let me ask a question. Who do y'all think is going to win both Rumbles, and who do you want to win both Rumbles?
Cody.
Cody, yeah. Or
Well, which one is that though?
Well,
Is that
that's
who
it.
you think or who you want?
I believe
Okay,
it will be Cody.
for for me is it's both who I believe and who I want. And
What about the women?
that's so weird. I feel I don't know. That's the crazy part about it. Here's the thing. The reason why I say I don't know. I was just talking to my brother the other day about Rhea Ripley. You know what I'm saying? And that's always gonna be like the number one pick for most people. But I never was the type of guy. Y'all might look at me weird for this, but I never was the type of guy that wanted the heel to win at the biggest stage of them all.
Oh,
It's like
WrestleMania.
it just look weird. It just look weird. It's like we throwing out confetti and screamers for the bad for the bad guy. So it's like I don't want her to win. I ultimately want her to win the championship, but I want her to win it at the Rumble. And that's what I want with her. I want her to win it at the Rumble. I don't
I
mind
actually,
the heel retaining at the grand stage at the ball. I don't mind them retaining, but them winning, you know, kick it out the new, basically you start back. You supposed to start back over, but kick it off a new era. Yeah, that's how I look at it. I think she should be champion at the Rumble. I mean, at the end of the Rumble.
I actually think that Rhea Ripley is going to be wrestling Beth Phoenix at WrestleMania, and Charlotte is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Oh, do you think Charlotte coming back?
Yeah, and I think she's going to win the Rumble.
that sounds good. I think it's probably maybe Becky Lynch wouldn't be surprised.
Nah.
What, to
Uh,
wrestle
Uh,
Ronda?
uh, yeah, to wrestle Ronda.
Finally
Yeah,
get that one-on-one?
You're right. That's I will. Yeah, if we going towards that, yeah, I'll let I'll definitely done something with Becky. But it's like we did a lot with Becky so far.
Mm,
It's like Becky is a super duper star,
true.
superstar.
true, because they
It's
did
like
get Becky back, about a month ago. But also I guess kind of transition to the next thing, still related to WWE, but we see all these returns, and we'll come back to them. Here's another thing to speak on. Sasha and Naomi walking out of the company
oh
right
man, that
now.
was one of the. Why I keep on forgetting about them? God dang it.
Because they've been
I
gone
did forget
since,
about them.
yeah, because they've been gone since like what, about after April at this
Yeah,
point,
right after WrestleMania.
right after Mania, and basically the reason why they had walked out which mostly because booking, and apparently the idea was what one of them was going to pin each other to get a title shot, and I think one was going to face the champion, the other one was going to face whoever was going to face Ronda, and I think whoever was going to face Bianca at the at the time and whatnot. And apparently they didn't like the booking, and they just left their titles there. And I guess they got into it with Vince, and they just basically been gone ever since. Even they had the announcers basically said like, yeah, they've walked out on us and everything. So they've been gone for a pretty good while now. This isn't Sasha's first rodeo into this, so will they be back? At this point, it's whatever to me. I kind of stopped caring like 6 months ago and whatnot. But they've been doing their own thing at this point, showing up on stuff like whether it be Fashion Week or what else have they showed up on? Like I think mostly Sasha on like reality shows. I'm trying to remember what else. I may be missing something, so please tell me what else.
I saw Naomi hanging out with her new BFF Jade
Oh
Cargill.
yeah, hanging with Jade. We saw that.
So yeah, I think they probably aren't going back to the WWE. If they do, either one of them, I feel like they'll probably come back around Royal Rumble time. I think that'd be a dope ass comeback if Sasha Banks wanted to come back to Royal Rumble. That would be fun. But I don't think she wants to, especially now that she's doing that New Japan situation. She's gonna be out there doing her thing. That'll be extended. That would be even a dope way if she wanted to make like a, if she doesn't want to sign to AEW, if she wants to make AEW appearances, that would be a good time for her to like build some type of heat with some women wrestlers from AEW if she wants to like make a quick slide when she does get back from Japan. Now that that's open, she can actually do shit like that if she wants to. I think the best thing about Sasha is she's one of those wrestlers, she can wrestle or she doesn't have to. She could also just do some other shit and probably make a profit. Naomi, on the other hand, she probably could, but I think she has to wrestle more than Sasha Banks would have to for sure. And if she does wrestle somewhere else, I could see AEW for sure. I could see her specifically going to AEW, especially with the Jade Cargill situation. Kiara Hogan, she's no longer a baddie. I don't think one of them motherfuckers not a baddie anymore. I could see her being replaced by Naomi on some weird shit if she already signed secretly that we don't know about type shit. That would be cool. But that's where I'm at with both of those ladies. Hopefully they do find some money somewhere. If it's not WWE, I would love for Sasha to come to AEW because I think that would just completely, hopefully, shake up the fucking women's division. They ain't got shit else going on. So that would be dope, especially if they both can come in.
With that with Sasha going over there to New Japan, you probably would see something like her going into AEW for like a one-off match. And, you possibly can see that since she going over there. But it's like with the whole Sasha base and Naomi thing, it's like with Sasha, I don't feel too much like this is really hurting her as much as I think it's hurting Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, I think Naomi Naomi can come back if she even wants to come back over there. She could come back and then possibly be doing something, And Triple H might throw her into the bloodline, but everybody been asking for since the beginning of the bloodline, to be honest. So it's like I feel more bad for her. Like, what's she gonna do? Like, are you gonna go to AEW? Are you gonna come back? Because most definitely you're gonna have to wrestle again. Soon enough.
I wouldn't say
Man,
I feel for her because I mean she made that decision and she knows her worth, and I don't think she'll have any problem
true.
at all
Sure.
getting bank for anything, honestly. Because I mean she takes with her a total divas following and like a fan base that we don't even interact with. Like, so I think she'll
Yeah,
be
that's
just
true.
fine.
That's true.
And honestly, I mean, since you said the bloodline idea, I wouldn't even be mad if she came back and won the Royal Rumble. I know you just said you don't like heels winning the Rumble and all that, but like if she turned heel, won the Rumble, and fought Bianca as a member of the bloodline, like I'd fucking mark out
I
for that
would.
shit.
That's the crazy part about it. See, I'm torn because I love that idea that you just said because you know. I'm torn on that because, like I said, like you just said, I did say that. Well, it's like looking at that type of situation, like man, how
I mean, that shit
you do
hard, bro.
like the bloodline, like man. But at the same time, like, do y'all think everything the bloodline storyline is gonna come to the end at WrestleMania?
Well, before we
It's
get
about to.
into all that, let me just say this: that one thing that's getting lost with all this Sasha and Naomi stuff is they walked out because essentially Vince was going to use the women's tag titles to get over singles champions, and
Yeah, yeah, no doubt about it.
it turns out they were right because we've been seeing Damage Control get whooped by Bianca by herself for like the last
By
3
herself. Oh,
and it's like,
man, what
okay,
was
so
that?
it turns out they were right? Okay, wow.
I want to bring up, man. I love that you brought up that because, man, it's like I remember saying that one time, like, man, damage control is not looking good on the simple fact that they are getting fed to Bianca. How can you look good if one person can whoop your ass? It's like
3 of them, bro.
that. Not I
Like,
mean, right, right. This one person can whoop all three of y'all. Well, Y'all not looking all that tough. Man, anybody can whoop y'all if we can get three more. I mean, two more people, and we can come up to y'all. Then, like that's how they look at. Like they looking very weak because, and then it's like how you can get your aura back.
so
You
yeah, all
know,
these people
it's
who
like
are hating on Sasha and Naomi talking about they're unprofessional, this and that and that. Like, look at the evidence that they were right. Like, why would we want to be
they was
doing
right.
this when that's what y'all gonna have us doing? You know. But I'd love to see
Uh huh.
either one of them pop up anywhere. Honestly, I mean, because I'm a big fan of both of them, and especially right now. I mean, like if I'm not one of those who everybody has to go to AEW, but like right now, AEW is actually giving a damn about their women's division for once, because we got like what 4 feuds going on right now at once, and it's like. Yeah, you throw a Sasha and a Naomi in this division that's finally getting it together, man. I'm all for that, bro. I mean, you need more big stars, so there you go. Have at it.
Great.
Uh-oh, did our
Uh,
moderator go away? Oh, there you
no,
go.
No,
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 no.
no,
I'm
no.
still here. No,
I know. We were.
but yeah, I do get your point though, and everything. Like I said, I think they may go somewhere else. Do I think Sasha will go to AEW? I don't think so. I've already heard the whole Bow Wow,
No,
go
no,
against
no.
Jade. I don't like, don't like that idea. Let's bring in I got a real boss
I
to
hate
face
that
you.
idea.
Garbage, bro.
I hate
That's
that
okay.
idea.
Bad idea and stuff. And I get what Steven said though about the whole know your worth thing. Like I said, she's been on the Mandalorian. I think niggas gotta act like she had a guest role on it. She wasn't the biggest star on it. Let's remember that it's Disney money at the end of the day, but I'm not gonna act like she was the biggest star out there. Because some would say she's like big Hollywood star now. It could get there, don't get me wrong. But do I think right now? No. Do I think she's worth 100 grand for New Japan? Kind of looking a little bit more into it, I can understand, especially with them wanting more exposure for stardom, but people to bring in and stuff, so they'll watch it because of her. Because when I heard 100 grand, I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't Chris Jericho, okay? So there are times where I can kind of somewhat agree with it, but then again, it's ego sometimes with Sasha. That's why I said I stopped caring if she came back 6 months ago. It's whatever. She come back, she do what she do. She don't and she don't. It is what it
Whoa,
is.
where's this coming from?
I told you this last time. I said this back in Extreme Rules.
Hey,
So
you said fuck Sasha.
she's
She just
she's a significant
dang.
thing to the division at the end of the day. So I don't think WWE gonna let her go that easily. I would think that because honestly, I kind of thought they'd be back now, given that Vince wasn't there. But if they don't come back, I don't know. Maybe they want more money. I don't know. But like I said, it is what it is.
Hey,
Do I
from
think
what I
Naomi
heard,
will
they
be back? Do I think
Sasha
Naomi will be
wanted
back?
she
Most
wanted
likely.
Charlotte Becky money. They didn't want to give that to her, and so she said, "I'm out."
Yeah,
You
I
want
heard.
that
Yeah, I heard that too.
for her star power.
That's crazy.
It wouldn't give it to
They
her.
don't feel her that way. That's so crazy.
Yeah, so that kind of tells you something now. Also,
Honestly, though, you might not give it to Sasha, but honestly, all eyes on Bianca Belair. I feel like if there's anybody who deserves that type of money, it is her. If not, fucking Sasha Banks.
Both of them.
Both of them do. But you know, if WWE want to pick and choose, then since you ain't giving it to Sasha, one of these black women gonna have to get some of this fucking Becky Lynch money. All right, or people gonna start asking questions. Cause like again, star power is just as fucking big as Becky Lynch. Yeah, Becky Lynch got the movie, but y'all threw her in the movie. You could have threw Sasha in that movie and it would have sold just as much. Her face is just as fucking as just as fucking favorable, you know, as far as selling. So
Yeah,
um,
niggas want to talk about their Mandy Roses. Let Sasha put a page up, bro.
boy,
oh yeah, the fan page.
She.
I will pay a solid.
Anybody got anything to say about that? I guess that's something to talk on.
Nah, but
That much.
that's all I gotta say
Nah,
about it.
yeah, yeah.
Get your money. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. This whatever.
Shoot, let Naomi make one. She.
Everybody can make
But
one, and they up to make
shit,
more
Right.
money than they
shit.
ever did.
I mean,
If they
you
if
got
they
Megan
all made
Paul.
one, they would make more money than they ever did.
Mandy who, bro?
Yeah, I ain't trying.
Man, like the right,
100 grand.
you're right, man.
That's funny.
Who?
Oop, I didn't know this man.
Nah, if Naomi ever did some shit like that, nigga, that's crazy.
Right, but-
That's all I'm gonna say. That's crazy.
Nigga.
but what else is next? Here's another story. Jeff Hardy.
What do you do now?
Uh,
I thought you
no,
was gonna
just in
talk about
general, what
this. All
happened?
right.
Oh, just overall. Oh yeah, this is year.
Just
Yeah.
unfortunately, again, him getting arrested, DUI. Don't honestly, we don't know when he's coming back at this point. We know he did come to AEW early in the year. We saw what happened when WWE released him. Some people now want to, say WWE was in the right for trying to get him to go to rehab because, this, it's like I said, we've seen this multiple times, but it gets to a point where it's like, how many times we gotta keep seeing this?
He just needs to retire. Sometimes you just have to understand that the thing that hurts you the most is the thing you love the most. Some people don't understand that.
Yeah,
And
because I definitely agree.
it's just one of them moments he gotta sit down and realize, like, yeah, I love doing this. Maybe you have one more match to get it over with. The fucking the end all be all match for yourself somewhere on AEW or if you wherever the fuck you sign and just have that and just retire, bro. Become a mentor. There's so many people that will listen to you in any backstage area. You know what I mean? Whether it be WWE, AEW, TNA, you've been to all of them. New Japan, fucking Ring of Honor, you've been to all of them. So literally, yeah. I think you'll still be just as pivotal. I mean, I'm saying this shit to him like he hear me, but he'll be just as pivotal anywhere he goes as a mentor, as a veteran, just as a voice, just as much as he'll be in the ring as a wrestler. So yeah, get the fuck out the ring, bro. This sometimes it's just not good for you. That's where I'm at with it.
And I definitely agree with him about that one because his thing and what he just said, the thing you love the most, which is wrestling, is the thing that hurts you the most, which is wrestling. Because here's the thing, you are going back to self healing because the pain that you are going through, you going back to self healing, pain medication, liquor, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? That type of thing. That's what you're going through. And it's all in the results of the type of matches that you are putting yourself in. We all got to remember, I'm not making this as an excuse because you should not ever, ever think about getting behind the wheel the way he was. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: we all got to know the type of wrestler that Jeff is. And Tony, soon as he got this shiny new toy. He said, "Oh boy, man, I remember you when you used to jump out the 20-foot ladders and stuff. Can you still do that for me, Joe?" It's like he he cared, but not back to back weeks. Like, I don't even remember back to back weeks that he used to do that. And back in the Attitude Era, I don't remember him going back to back weeks jumping on some type of high thing. It wasn't back to back weeks. It was always some type of special occasion.
No,
He had that man 3 weeks in a row. Am I right? Like, when I say three, like he jumped off that ladder against Darby Allin on his back against his on those seal self. What's that? No, that wasn't Darby Allin. That was against the Bucks. Y'all remember that spot? He jumped off the top rope. My bad, off the top rope onto those seal selves, and his whole back hit the seal self. I know y'all remember that spot.
Yeah, that was against Darby,
My
wasn't
goodness.
I think that was Darby.
I thought that was against the Bucks. That was against Darby. My goodness, that was.
I be thinking about. I think that was the one where he did the shit backstage. He was on like a 20-foot ladder.
he? Yeah, with the
That was
crew.
another week. That was another week.
That was like his first match in, wasn't it?
Then they had a table match with a Butcher and Blade.
So it's like, so y'all feel me on this, like that going through that type of pain. I'm not saying that that's what he should have did, but when you always go back to the thing you know best. You know what I'm saying? And the thing he knew best was self medication. All right, cool. I feel better. I used to always feel better after popping a couple of pills and popping a couple of shots. You know, and I felt better the next day after that, and that's how he thinking. And that's not a way to really medicate yourself, really. And for him to stop doing that, I think he gonna have to turn away from the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I agree with both of y'all, man. Because as a dude who's been a Jeff Hardy fan since shit, like I don't even know, like '01 or whatever, it's like, dude, this dude fucks up as much as Tony Khan drops bags, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
it's hard to be a fan of somebody when they just keep falling back into the old
Yeah,
stuff, man. And it's weird, bro,
yeah.
because like a high spot wrestler is the only nostalgia act that just seems like you just shouldn't be doing this. Like, because now you're at the point of
Bingo.
your life where you can't do that no more. So you got to do something else. But then if you do something else, are people still going to be as interested in seeing you? It's
But
I
that's the
don't know, bro.
but that's the thing with Jeff. Like, definitely people like he's had matches where he didn't have to do as many high spots. Like fucking CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. Like that whole thing. That wasn't a whole
Yeah, I love that feud, and that was, and I say
feud.
in ring, he was at his top notch because he didn't really. Only really the high spots move that I remember him doing a lot was the Whisper of the Wind, and then when he went there to go for the Swanton Bomb, like unless it was a ladder match, you know
Nah,
what I'm saying? Unless it was that ladder.
they had that match at SummerSlam. Man, did a whole swanton off a ladder through the
That's
announce
why I said no. That's why I
yeah.
said other than the ladder match,
Mhm.
like other than that, really, I didn't really see a lot of depth defying moves.
Exactly. Everything else was to
In
build.
that
And when you got that sign time off a ladder, it meant something. It wasn't fucking every week.
hell yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah,
Just like
it
let me
meant
just kind of
something.
let me add into this real quick because I think that was the problem with AEW was like the minute he came in, it's almost like he was in some crazy ladder or hardcore match almost every week, and I kept saying like, does he really need to do this every week? Like I would get for the pay per view or some really big match. It almost felt like he was just jumping off of something almost every week as soon as he got to the company. It's almost like,
It's
okay,
like
we got
Tony
the
Khan.
Hardys.
It's like
So
Tony Khan was like, "Hey, come right up, come right up. See this man jump off a 20-foot ladder. Don't you want to see it every week?" Like, there's like that's what he was using Jeff as, like some type of circus act. Like,
Yo, that
it's like, man, you might as well just have the lions on the at the wrestling event, bro. Like I can't believe some of the stuff that he had that man doing, and I'm like, that's not. I don't think that's gonna be good for Jeff.
Yeah, because I don't think
Turned out
I didn't
not to
think he
be.
needed to do that. I didn't think he needed to do that every week and stuff. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if maybe he took drinking like to numb the pain. I don't know, because then they said when this whole arresting happened, he was going to get like his head checked or his back checked or something. Because apparently he was on his way to the doctor's office before they had pulled him over, and everything. Because like I said, the guy been just jumping off shit like crazy for those
First of
multiple
all,
count of weeks.
I want to ask you this question. Then. If that's the case, if we gonna go off of that. If that's the case, what in your right man do you think you gonna go to a doctor's office, slap, and
Yeah.
off your rockers? You know
And
what I'm
they
saying?
said he was
What
swerving.
we going
That's Jeff Hardy for you,
what
bro.
doctor office you going to, bro? What doctor
Yeah,
office gonna accept you? And I'm gonna smell it off of your body instantly. Like, hold on, wait a
because
second here.
because yeah, because honestly, the way he was like swerving, this could have been another Sunny situation and whatnot. Because they say he was just swerving all over the road and everything, and he could even pass the field test if you watch the video. Like this dude was like gone, gone. All right,
oh,
he was just gone at that point. All right, so this easily could have been another Sunny situation, and luckily it wasn't. But this guy was just like, were you on your third DUI at this point? So this guy was like fucked for real at this point. Some people would look at, I know I've seen some people look at Matt Hardy almost like he's been an enabler of Jeff or whoever's around him, and either Matt or Rebby or whoever the fuck else is in his family and whatnot. But everybody are like, hey, we got the Hardys again. Some people think, I think I've said this months ago that Jeff has to come back to save Matt Hardy's dwindling career once again, and stuff. So, you
I,
kind of look at it like, is he being enabled?
Kate, I said, I don't know, man. I can't put no blame on a person who ain't put the bottle in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't even think
Yeah,
he
Jeff.
even the one who is around him. Just hey, take these shots, boy. Take these shots, boy. Most of the time Jeff was doing it by himself or on his own. Like I can't
He'll get
blame
it one
Matt
way or
for
another.
what Jeff is doing. That's he grown as hell.
Yeah, see,
Like
that's always
nah.
been my thing about it, man. Because Matt was having them same problems, but he went through the process to fix it. He got himself clean, and I know like feel a way about Rebby Harder, but she don't even mess with Jeff because dude is just a disappointment, bro. Like what really pisses me off about it is that no matter what the situation is, my dude, as a fan, my dude got behind the wheel of a car off his shit multiple times. And it's like you should have known after the first one. You should have known after the second one. And now we doing this. And just like Bryce said, another Sunny situation, man. It's like you can't blame anybody but yourself, man, at this point. Matt, a grown man. He do not need to be looking after you, bro. You need to just find it within yourself
Right.
to
He
fix
got
your
kids of
shit.
his own.
Yeah,
He got
And
kids
he
of
especially
his
just
own
at
that
this
doesn't.
he
age.
looking after right now.
At,
Right.
at,
And
at this
he ain't looking at my bad, Bryce. I'm sorry.
you good, you good, you good. But yeah, at this point in the game, no, how long we gonna keep doing this?
He
Especially at
needs to
this
be
point.
arrested.
It's
Like,
like
let's call a spade a spade.
it
Like,
was not because right, that's to be honest here. Like we do tippy toe when it comes down to our favorite people and so like no, that's not tippy toe this one. Bro needs to learn a lesson.
throw that nigga in
And you
jail.
know what I'm saying? A hard
You gotta go.
right.
You just gotta go.
He never really learned that real lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because
It
when he
was too
got let
late.
go of the WWE back in the early 2000s, where he turned up at, TNA was right there to be like, hey, here you go, here a contract, you know. And then it's like it was back and forth, back and forth. Nobody really said, hey Jeff, man, nah, it's not cool. It's like people. I would say the real enablers are the promotions. If you ask me,
Talk
if you
about
say
it.
that, if you go put somebody as an enabler that can't be mad, it gotta be people like not people promotion like the WWE, TNA, and right now AEW. We got to put the blame on them. They the enablers, but I wouldn't even put the blame on them. He's a grown man.
That's true. At the end of the day, he makes his own decisions and whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely true.
But
And
we
stuff.
also downplay addiction. Addiction is very real, and even when you're going through it, you don't realize you're truly going through it until you
We're
look
going through it.
Yeah, that's true.
back and realize how bad it was. So in Jeff's eyes,
Yeah,
he's still completely fine. He can figure it out, but he can't. So yeah, as much as we want to say people are enablers, yes, but just like bro said, I can't call you an enabler if they're not throwing a drink in your hand. And WWE at least offers rehab, whether you take it or not.
yeah, right. I like that. Like how you brought that up. Thank you.
So like again, it's still up to Jeff. Jeff just gotta fucking sit down and realize what's most important, and that's like being alive, nigga. He is way more detrimental to wrestling if you die early than if you fucking retire early. You know what I mean? Way more detrimental.
Oh
So
yeah.
so it's best that you just fucking like just retire early. At least you can still be a fucking voice of fucking like I'll even like fucking announcer, fucking mentor, trainer, whatever the fuck you want to do. You know you accept it everywhere, especially if you're sober and fucking in your right mind. Cause we all know that Jeff is, like one of the best people. You know what I mean? No matter what the fuck he's doing, he loves wrestling more than any fucking wrestling fan ever. So like,
and one thing,
yeah,
I want to add on just this. My bad, but I never heard no real bad words other than his addiction,
yeah,
and I do. That's what
Yeah,
I wanted to
everybody
add
usually thinks
on
Jeff
into
is
what you were
cool.
saying.
nothing.
It's a cool guy and a good guy and stuff. So I never really heard bad words coming from anybody's mouth other than the addiction part. So
It,
and like bro said, I do agree that he will have people listening to him if he want to speak out.
seriously, it's like he's one of the like, and we can go back and forth with the CM Punk thing. Like maybe one of the reasons people didn't listen to CM Punk is because he was gone for 7 years instead of finding a indie promotion to go to continue and keep going. He just quit. But you can't say that about Jeff. You know what I mean? Whenever WWE let him go, he found another place. Whenever he felt like he was in a better place to do things, he found another place. He did the joints. I was looking at a video of him a few months ago. It was just him doing some wrestling event, in this little small little theater joint. And it's just like, damn, this Jeff Hardy. You forget that he still does small theaters just because he loves wrestling. You know what I mean? And he knows those fans will love to see it. So it's like those wrestlers will listen for sure. Like you go back to AEW, you go back to WWE, you go back to Impact, those people will listen. You know what I mean? Just like niggas, like to me, I think Jeff is up there with like as far as voices. I think he's up there with like the fucking to me, and maybe he hasn't done as many decades and shit, but like the Ric Flairs, the fucking Jeff Jarrett's, because again, he's done so many promotions and so many things with so many people and put so many people over. It's like
Ah,
again, he can like I will listen to whatever the fuck he says is what I'm saying. Like if I was a young wrestler, nigga, hey, go to the rope. When you get the rope, hit it hard like this and then bounce back so the wrestler can, so he can go and hit you with it. All right, cool. Perfect. All right, cool. Got you. I ain't listening twice, nigga. I got you. So like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of wrestlers feel that way. So just fucking
and,
retire. Okay. I hope he just fucking, or if he does wrestle again, just fucking sparsely, it doesn't have to be every fucking event, give him a veteran contract and just let him do a few fucking matches throughout the year.
That is
man, you know
I can
what the pop that you would get when bro just said like if you wrestle sparingly, and you know the pop that you would get as soon as you hear that right there on the wall. It's like, man, you would hear that and everybody would go crazy every time because he'll be gone for a minute and do that little program with whoever you want to do, whoever you want him to do that program with, and he'll still get ratings and pops because Jeff is that guy, no
Exactly.
matter what.
yeah.
And I'll say, for instance, if he only wrestling or doing like, say, for instance, if he stays with AEW only how many fucking pay per views do they put on? Like 4 or 5.
About 4.
I think 5, don't it?
Well, it's like
About 4.
Revolution, Full Gear, All Out, and what's the other one? I know.
Double
I
or
know. I said
nothing.
Double or nothing.
Double or
Double
Nothing.
Enough.
Oh,
So literally, if he's only doing one big ass match once every 3 months, that means you have 3 months to fucking recover, do your thing, and like
mm-hmm.
tag team matches in between that to build your fucking whatever feud you're promoting that fucking year or during that season. Perfect, nigga. Like I would rather see that than to see him in a fucking ladder match every fuck. Cause like as a fan, like yeah, we made like if this was fucking 1998 to 2006, sure, I'd love to see this shit every week. But this ain't fucking 22 to fucking 30, 5-year-old Jeff. This is a fucking older Jeff. Every time I see that nigga take a fall, it's like, ugh, ah.
It make me wince. It make me
Just
wince. I was.
just kind of
Yeah, that
squirm a
nigga
little.
always look hurt, bro.
He
Yeah,
look hurt. Like it
yeah.
like he barely walks sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not asking for more anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just like, all right, that's enough, right? You got, all right, cool. 1, 2, all right, cool. Good shit, Jeff. I ain't trying to see that shit every fucking week.
Yeah, so yeah,
Uh,
it is something though. Like yeah, I do agree on that. So because at this point, I just said like he just needs to be in rehab as long as possible, and everything, um, until whenever. Like I said, I'm not really. I don't think anybody's really rushing for him to come back at all right now until he gets his shit together and stuff. Like take as much time as possible.
Yeah. And you know what I'm
So
already
yeah.
for. If he does come back, you already know what I'm looking for. Brother Nero and the broken one comes back. And then he fucking turns on his brother. He'll turn. I just always want to see it.
yeah,
All,
yeah, possibly. Cause we see
all,
Matt turn on Jeff all the time.
exactly.
Uh,
Jeff turn on that.
yeah, not the other way around because Jeff's usually the face. But next though, uh, return of the year,
Can I count Cody Rhodes?
of
Sure.
course.
That's the
Yeah, I think that's the return of the year. That's my return of the year too. I'll say that too.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was insane.
Between I would
Okay, if you
say
would have
like
told me
between
this
him,
in January, if you would have told me this December last year to January, I would have been like, no, I don't think so. I don't think he'll go back there. Nah, I think he'll fix things with AEW. Everything gonna be cool. But when he made that jump, that was like, oh, that was the first jump that you will see from AEW to WWE. We always been seeing these jumps from, for the other company and from WWE to AEW. Now we saw this. And how many, we thought it was going to be a floodgate, really, but it's not because the contract that they are in, it can't be a floodgate right now. But that was the return of the year. It has to be.
Yeah.
that was a very big return. It's like you said, you never would have thought until after we heard him and Brandy left from AEW and stuff, and then went back to the WWE and everything. So that's definitely one of the biggest returns of the year.
It's crazy. He about to have the return of the year 2022 and 2023. Watch the Royal Rumble, man. I think that's who's going to win the men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
My,
that's, yeah.
if
Yeah,
not him,
And,
The Rock also.
I
because
was trying to think who would
and
even
did y'all,
qualify to be in this conversation with Cody for this year. It ain't about to be
Stone,
Ronda
yeah,
Rousey.
right, there we
Stone Cold,
go. Right, it ain't
Oh,
there's
Stone
Stone
nobody I can
Cold.
Austin,
say.
Hey, Stone Cold.
Stone
Shit.
Cold. You got to put Stone Cold in there.
It's been a long year.
Man. A lot happened this year.
Give me a hell yeah.
You know
Damn.
what's
This person.
crazy? I wrote down all these topics that I thought you would talk about, and I still forgot that Stone Cold came back.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have so cold in my cause I kind of split it in pros and cons for both companies, and so I had So Cold Return as one of the pros, and I was like, yeah, So Cold Return was like, yeah, that was like had me
Yeah,
on 10. I
yeah,
would felt like a kid again, like, oh my goodness,
we
And it was a
this
full match. It was a full match. It wasn't one of these come out, stun somebody, beer bash type of thing. This guy was actually taking bumps.
Bro, this nigga took a
hard bumps.
Concrete.
Back. Remember, my goodness, that backdrop that he took when he was in the audience. Oh my goodness.
He go through.
I didn't think he was going to take it.
Did he go through a table during that match? Announcer's table? Or am I thinking that? I might be just thinking that.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I must have just been thinking that, but yeah, just overall, that was the same fucking night too. Damn, man, WrestleMania hit. That was
WrestleMania was both nights, so yeah, Austin was there 2 times. You know, stunning people. But like,
that's one of my shows of the year. One of them. It ain't number one.
WrestleMania is definitely one of the shows of the year. But you know, we got returns from Saraya or Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Saraya was. Saraya was one of those things that it was for me being a Page fan. I felt like, man, I felt happy for it. And like, my goodness, I smiled when she said that she can compete. And I smiled that she was in that ring with Britt. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't say the match was great or anything, but I still smiled no matter what the situation was because I'm like, man, all right, cool, you back. I just wish you were back there. You know what I'm saying? Like back there with all those women who, man, I know you could go with. And I wish I could see those matches with that, but AEW, I can still see good matches with her if they put her in the ring with the right people. You know, so
these days.
Huh?
You might see her versus Sasha. I say you might see her versus Sasha one of these days.
Yo, that's what I'm hoping for.
There we go.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah,
I heard that
her
rumor.
tag partner, and then she turns on her. Like, come on now, cooking.
I heard that one. But yeah, Bray, another big return. People that want it for a while now.
See, you know, Bray is interesting because the return itself was fire, bro. But
yes,
everything he's done after
now
that.
we here. Now we
it's
in
almost like
that.
the same thing. Hey man, what's up, man? Hey man, hey brother, man.
I didn't attack you, man. I didn't attack you.
Yeah, this shit is goofy, bro. It was cool at Extreme Rules, whatever that pay-per-view was, but now this is just goofy, bro.
Yo, you know
who embrace
against his next feud is gonna be against Terrence Howard, and they're just gonna be calling each other.
Hey, man,
what's wrong, man?
What's up, man?
Man? Oh no,
hey, man.
We need to figure it out, man. I challenge you to a wrestling match. All right, Mike. All right,
hey, brother, man. I'm just so happy to be back, man. Can you spare me $1, brother? What's good, man?
No, I mean, yeah.
It's like it's just pro. You go. No, go ahead. My bad.
I know. I was just gonna say. I think Bray is probably building a slow build. All right. One thing I'm gonna say before I say this is
definitely slow.
Yeah, for real though. I do hope that they keep this the Firefight Funhouse, the whole shit by itself. Just take it away. I hope they don't bring that shit back. But yeah, I hope,
it's like
it's gonna be a slow build. I think for real. I think they're waiting, and that's another return again. Triple H can have hella returns in this Royal Rumble. Randy Orton, hopefully, will be back. But him versus Randy Orton, I think unfinished business with them motherfuckers. I think like whenever because he doesn't have a feud yet. He doesn't have anybody to really sink his teeth into yet. But I think by Royal Rumble, hopefully we will. Because I mean, LA Knight, sure, fire. That's a great start, but we all know it's gonna lead to something bigger by like the end of 2023. Like by the end of 2023, it's gonna be some crazy shit. Especially if Roman Reigns is gonna be out, recovering, chilling, relaxing, taking a well-deserved break, doing some movie shit. So like, yeah, 2023 might be the year of Bray. Fuck around, we don't even know it.
Cause yeah, I hope so. Cause right now this is like starting to become a little bit repetitive, a bit almost every week with him on SmackDown.
It's not the repetitive, and I want y'all to hear me out with this. Like, it's not the repetitive thing that really get it to me. It's going. I'm afraid it's going back to what killed it in the first place, and you know, and we probably, hey, we, out of the four of us, we probably have a one or two Fiend fans, but I'm definitely not one of them, and I definitely don't want to see that shit again. For real, I'm definitely serious. Like, I I didn't like it in the first place. I didn't. I don't. It kind of looking like it going towards that situation again. Like instead of we using the thing, we probably using another character, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like, man, you could put many faces on this, but it's the same. I don't want that. With the Alexa Bliss thing, you see her over here, that's the sister Abigail, Bianca, and so no, I don't want to see this again. Like, I don't care if Triple H think he can fix things that his father-in-law couldn't fix, but no, this is one thing you can't fix, and I don't think anybody can.
I mean, yeah, you have a great point. You have a great point. I don't want to see Alexa Bliss do this shit either. But
Same.
I'm also, I don't want to say this because I don't mean it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to give Triple H benefit of the doubt that if he does try it, that there is a way to figure something out. I don't know. I don't see it. But I mean, look, we said we ain't see Sami Zayn being a part of the fucking bloodline for so long. And here we are. Like, this nigga Sami is like at this point more in the bloodline than fucking Rikishi is at this
I
fucking.
think I think
That's a
you
hilarious
could do it.
statement.
Yeah.
That's sorry, I know good.
Like
I think Sammy's storyline is more believable. You can see the jocks messing with the nerd and
that.
saying he's part of the group. You know what I'm saying? You can see that in real life, and you can see the jock pulling the nerd, thinking he really cool with them. Like, man, you cool with us, man? Woo, know it damn well. He not really cool with y'all. I
But
can see
would
that
you?
storyline.
I
Huh?
would say
You
this
about to
like
say, Bryce?
I was gonna say. Would you say like Sammy is like one of the most improved people of the year?
Oh, easily.
Yeah, I gave him the most improved. That's on my list. That's right here. Oh, get out of here, boy. That's right here. Most improved. Sami Zayn. Because it ain't because of his in ring. His in ring always gonna be great no matter what. It wasn't his in ring. It was the position on the card that he was in.
Yes.
We remember he was just getting his foot handed to him by Drew McIntyre. He was running away and getting his butt kicked every week by Drew McIntyre. And so from coming from there to now, then yes, that's most improved.
Honestly, to me, what Sami Zayn is proving to me is something that I didn't realize that y'all probably realize. Again, I always look at it from the perspective of a normal WWE, or not even WWE, but wrestling consumer, because I don't be watching all the shit. But to me, he reminds me a lot. This is his Y2J Raw is Jericho coming out situation. Like the same way that we all realize, fuck, like when Chris Jericho won Undisputed, and it was like, damn, Chris Jericho can do everything. This nigga could literally hold both of these titles and make it believe. Like, yeah, I believe. Like, that's where I'm at with like Sami Zayn. It's like low key. This nigga has low key always hit shit out the park. They just haven't put him in a position to like for it to be seen. But now it's like you can't deny the fact that Sami Zayn just knocks shit out the park always. And now it's just like, all right, cool. Like if it like I could see this shit going every way perfectly for Sami. I could see him winning the fucking tag team championships with fucking Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Believable.
Mhm.
Yep.
Him win
Yep.
both of these fucking championships from Roman on some random shit and making it happen and make it
I was
believable.
around it.
So
Mm-hmm. I can see that situation too.
so
Usi.
I think this, like, 2023 is going to be such a fun year for Sami Zayn, and I think this is going to be the year. Like, this was the start of it, but next year is going to be the year where it's like, yeah, you solidify it, bro. Like, go ahead, throw whatever fucking championship you want on him. He just gave us storyline of the last fucking 2-3 years, nigga. Yeah, you're good, you're solid. Or at least for WWE, because I still think the best storyline in wrestling of the last 5 years was this CM Punk MJF situation. God damn.
That I was about to. That was gonna be the top. That's my feud of the year right there. That's feud of the year.
Easily.
Yeah, that's a feud of the year. I definitely right here again. I got this wrote down. I actually got like when I was doing pros and cons for AEW. I kind of put the rise of MJF on both cons and pros. And you probably looking at me like right now, looking like where's the con at? But I will get to that. But we were talking about the CM Punk versus MJF feud. That has to be the feud of the year.
Oh man,
That really was a believable feud. Like my goodness, that it was good.
this was like, man, to me, yeah, that one is so rooted in truth. That shit was like when fucking Edge and Lita had they shit with fucking Matt Hardy, and it's just like, this is too real for y'all to be feuding.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it felt with MJF. Like the whole fucking Jew boy story, and the same day that Hayes was the same day that he met CM Punk, and then CM Punk being like, that was just a regular fucking Friday or something. It was like, what? Oh man.
Because I like when you saw MJF cutting that promo and you saw Punk come out saying like, "Is it true? Is it true?"
It was so good, man. That was a great one. Yeah.
That definitely one of the best feuds they had. Like literally, damn near the best thing on the show at that point with AEW. It's one of the best things on the show at the time.
Feud, it was the feud that turned MJF into the devil.
Oh yeah, and the dog collar match. Like Revolution was a good show.
That was a great one. Yeah, that was a great.
That's my show.
Yeah, that was my AEW match of the year. The dog collar match. That was my AEW match of the year. Cause here's the simple fact that I really like the whole feud was just bro, like all of y'all said, man, it was good. You can't really pick holes in this at that feud. That was like damn good.
Yeah, I mean that feud alone is why CM Punk will come back to AEW. No when.
Because trust me, we would have had Punk versus MJF for the title. If all this whole media scrum thing didn't happen, we probably would have saw Punk and MJF for the belt.
Exactly. Match 3 hasn't happened yet. I think it's tied, isn't it? One and one. Everybody like
it's
MJF.
tied.
Yeah.
MJF won in Chicago back in February, and then Punk won later on at the end of February. Yeah, it was at the end of February, March. I know the show was around at that time. So yeah, Punk won the dog collar thing after that. So that's definitely was one of the best things out of the entire year. Whether it be a match or a feud, like that's literally like one of the top ones. That's my top ones, personally. But
okay, I got a real deal question for y'all. 9 months past, the Elite and CM Punk have reconciled all differences that they've had. Hey, you know what? My bad. Let's make some money. We don't gotta like each other, but we can respect each other. No problems here. You, Tony Khan, what's the first feud you go into? Which one is gonna be your $1 million draw? Are you gonna go straight into the MJF CM Punk feud, or are you gonna go straight into the CM Punk versus the Elite feud?
The Elite, because I'm not sure what kind of reaction Punk is going to get.
True, damn, true.
that's true.
You got to remember when they first came back, they had the people saying, FCL Punk, and then when they came into Chicago, it was the other way around. So you really, I'm with bro. Like, what reaction that CM Punk is really going to get?
Yeah, because I'd rather them be in a
AEW.
position where, if you go right to the Elite feud, because just let the fans choose who they want to pick, and cheer for or boo or whatever, rather than in an MJF feud where one is clearly going to be telling the story as either the good guy or the bad guy. And like I said, I don't know what kind of reaction Punk is going to get. but we always need to be booing MJF. So
Exactly. But that's the thing. I feel like let's be real. Like most wrestling fans, they will go with wherever the wind flies. So like,
I see.
imagine a pop like
I agree with you.
you could say that they may boo CM Punk, but think about MJF in the middle of a fucking promo. He's just like, and none of you marks can do anything about it backstage because I've been the champion for a year and nobody can stop me because I'm better than you and you better nah. Oh, the fucking world is gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're right.
oh yeah.
Oh, the world is gonna go crazy. It doesn't matter what CM Punk go. Everyone's happy. So like that's the thing. It's like both will build like $1 million, but I'm with you. I'll probably start with the Elite just because. But that pop of like MJF mid promo and fucking that shit hits. It's like no one knows. No one even knew he was coming back type shit. That shit would be fucking. That'll also draw $1 million easy, I think.
I mean, it makes sense for him to go straight for MJF too, because I mean, he didn't lose the world title, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't lose it technically. Yeah, so it could be brought back. It definitely can be brought back. That I do agree upon. One other thing, big with AEW, and well, it just kind of goes with AEW, because I don't even know if I want to put it as its own entity, but Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor Wrestling, and where it's gone to at this point with ROH. Because honestly, I feel like there's too many belts on the show, and I'm trying to make it like multiple things with ROH, because with AEW is its own thing from the many things with AEW someone spoke on, from just buying ROH, or just all of these crazy backstage problems that happen left and right nowadays, or and we'll get to show it again in a second. But yeah, what about ROH being brought? Was it worth $20 million?
No.
Are you getting? Is Tony Khan getting his $20 million worth right now? I don't think so.
Not really.
So yeah, it's not worth it.
I put it to you
It's
like
really not.
it would have been worth it if there was a TV deal already set up. Like
Already right there on the table. Woo-hoo.
It's
We
on honor
all said that before.
Yeah,
but
he
Come on
hella
now,
rushed that
Bryce.
purchase. Hella rushed it.
let's be real. We talking about
That's right.
if this was like the promoters for Impact, sure, this is crazy, but your father is literally like worth at least 10 to 20 billion dollars. I forget how much that man is worth, a lot of billions. I don't think fucking 20
Yeah.
in your actual budget is going to kill anything, especially if you consider this a real business investment. So if you're going to buy this as a business, then you have a 5-year plan for it if you're a smart businessman. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
your 5-year plan, you already know these first 3-4 years, I might not have a TV deal. You still have to build these fucking things up. And he's trying to do that with fucking Chris Jericho and Cesaro. I mean, shit, my bad. Not, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But like, he's building it up with the champions that he's built, that he has. But I think there's one champion that he's waiting and hold like a fucking draw for, which is Brian Danielson. And one and he's waiting for the TV deal to do that. I think if he just continues to just build and build and build, eventually a TV deal will come. I think maybe, but I just think he just needs to fucking focus on his booking right now. He doesn't do enough good booking for AEW alone. Not let's not even mention fucking AEW and Ring of Honor. So I think he needs to hone on to like whatever the fuck he was doing like 2 years ago, get better at that for AEW, then focus in on Ring of Honor, and then he could probably get a TV deal. But like as of right now, bad investment. But if he's a smart businessman, it was supposed to be a bad investment. I mean, most investments are bad investments for like the first few years. So
And I'll say this also, in adding into that, when you talk about the booking itself and just Ring of Honor in general, because listen, we all know who he wanted those belts on. Like we saw that all the way back at Supercard of Honor and everything, of how many AEW guys won the ROH belts, like FTR. Let's remember, we got to put FTR and the Briscoes as match of the year also. Damn near all three of them.
right.
That's
Let's not
my
forget.
feud of the year. I mean, y'all said Punk MJF, but that's actually my feud of the year was
Let's not.
Briscoes.
Yeah.
That man.
Let's definitely not forget about that. But like, because like
I wouldn't forget about that. I ain't forget about it. It's just I never seen the feud. If we talk about as far as feuds, I never seen the feud play out in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I always saw the match play out in front of me. You know what I'm saying? We always got the match. So it's like only reason why I never called didn't make it the feud of the year is because I didn't see that. I didn't see the feud play out in front of me. We always just got the matches.
Yeah, the whole feud took place on Twitter, so I feel you.
Basically, that's all it really did. But like I said, it's like I said about the whole Ring of Honor thing in general, is that you knew who Tony Khan wanted the belts on, which is just basically all the AEW guys and stuff. Because if you talk about booking, like, yeah, I can go back to about a month ago with, Steven, like me, Stephen Kyle, say, hey, remember when Wardlow was like one of the hottest things at one point? Remember when Eddie Kingston was one of the hottest things in wrestling? Remember when the Blackpool Combat Club was one of the hottest things? What happened to that booking? Huh? What happened to all that? And like I said with ROH, like, come on, we know he wanted the belt on Claudio, which I don't think it was now the best idea. They fucked over Jonathan Gresham. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
He got a very bad deal out of that. And you sit there and wonder, it's like you just got all these belts on TV, and I understood why they put it on Jericho, but they don't even have a TV deal. You're on Honor Club. You had Honor Club before they went out of business. You just back at Honor Club again. It's not like it's on a television now. It's like we all said, get rid of Rampage. Just call it ROH Rampage or something. Because who the fuck's watching Rampage at this point? No one. The ratings are ass on that show.
True. I would love Ring of Honor to actually have Rampage in the spot. That would make a lot of sense. It'd make it a lot easier. But again, you can't do that because that's not the TV deal that they signed. They signed a TV deal for
Right, TNT ain't paid for Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Oh yeah, I was just basically just adding on to what they just said. That's the reason why they didn't even do it, because they ain't pay for that. But like, here's the thing with Ring of Honor though. Like, I think you can get a TV deal off of it, but like, I don't think you could do it in the expense of your product that's already on TV. Like, you just can't just shoe in a whole bunch of Ring of Honor guys on AEW TV and expect somebody to be like, man, hold on, these matches that now a part of this company is a part of the other company. We're gonna have to take that other company. Like, who's gonna really look at that, look at the whole show and try to pick apart which one is Ring of Honor and which one is AEW, and then say this is good enough for a TV show.
True.
I don't think that's gonna happen. And like, that's the reason why it's not happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think another thing also, with all this ROH stuff, I feel like they just throw a lot of stuff out there and expect us to know, who they are. And I don't think everybody knows who they are, because even we go back to the whole Forbidden Door thing. It's almost like you just threw a lot of these New Japan guys out there expecting us to know who they are, like right off the bat. And I don't think everybody knew. Okay, like, it's like if you're hardcore fans, they know, but like, does everybody know who a lot of these New Japan guys are? Unless it's like the top ones, even if they know them. Same with ROH. Like, how many people know all about all this ROH stuff unless they've watched ROH like that?
Yeah, I don't know why these promoters keep doing the same mistakes. We just not even an hour ago we're talking about this with Triple H. It's like,
Yeah,
stop
you can't
assuming
just
everybody watches everything, man.
no watching it, right? Because here's the thing, I can admit, I'm going to admit this. Like, back in when a lot of those people, when Triple H really would have a foothold in NXT, a lot of that stuff I didn't watch. So of course, a lot of those people that really was getting called up, like, I ain't never when Kevin Owens came out and pop up powerbomb John Cena that year in 2015. Was it 2015? Yeah.
Yes.
I ain't know who Kevin Owens was. You know what I'm saying? This was a surprise. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who that nigga was. Like, who is this guy just popped up powerbomb John Cena? We got to keep an eye on him. Everybody else probably know who he was, but I didn't know who he was.
Hey, young
So
kid.
that's kind of that was just a example. What you just said, you can't just assume that.
AW do that shit a lot though. It'd be like, oh my god, is Wonka Wonka Quack Quack. I'm like, who the fuck is
It's like, who's this nigga?
they like they build
And
up
I just
computer
be,
shit too. Like, oh my goodness, I
and
can't
then
believe
see,
he's
is it?
here. What?
Who?
And then I want to go back to the example that I just pulled up with the Kevin Owens with John Cena. See, they won't even do a situation like that. They just pop up and beat up some random dude that we barely even know ourselves anyway. Like we barely even know that nigga anyway. He just beat up that random guy for no reason. It's like, who is you and who is you? It's like, at least with John Cena, when you you did your finisher on the top guy. Like everybody gonna keep their eye on you. Like, oh my god, who is that guy?
Yeah.
He
The
just
most
beat up John Cena.
the most egregious example I could probably think of right now. I mean, obviously, other than the one that just happened with Keith Lee and et cetera, et cetera. But
Ross.
I think it was Cody in the ring, and he got attacked by the debuting Butcher and the Blade. And Excalibur on commentary is like, it's the Butcher and the Blade. And I'm like, who the fuck is
I
that?
was like, who?
Who?
Like, who?
Like, and they look legit
I'm
too.
like, bro, how do you already know this? They haven't
Right, they
even been
look legit, right?
Like they look like
Uh,
they were supposed to be there attacking him, but it was just like, who are y'all? Like they had the look, but just didn't know the resume at the time.
Who? And it's like, who are you and whatnot? That's why I felt with the Forbidden Door. It's like, hey, look, it's this guy, from New Japan. Everybody knows who this is. Like, if people are gonna be wondering, like, hey, it's Will Ospreay. It's the United Empire. People gonna be looking at half these guys like, who are all these guys? Okay, I know who Suzuki is. Who's the rest of these Suzuki Goon guys? It's Jay White.
Yeah,
Okada. Well, they know who Jay White and Okada are and Tana and stuff, but a lot of those New Japan guys, it's almost like, how many people are gonna know who they are going into the whole Forbidden Door? Like, Chicago's gonna know because, like I said, me and Gerard went to the show. We were there, and stuff. And some cities know, but you can't assume everyone's gonna know who these guys are. Without, like, give a video package, tell us what they done or something. It's almost like, hey, it's this guy. Like, I'm sorry, who now? Like, unless you don't watch the show, like, how you gonna know and stuff? So,
like you said, they don't even have to put the video packages on the show. It could literally just be like, this person came in and just put the video package on YouTube. So now it's like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Go to YouTube and it's like, oh, so this dude, fucking 3 times New Japan World Champion. Oh wow, he won this, that, and the third. So it's just like, all right, cool, that's dope.
yeah, because you told me, Gerard, at one point, like, you said, like, yeah, when they put Okada and Tana, on YouTube, like, going against each other, like, you learned a little bit more about them.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like, to me, it was dope to learn it. Like for me, I love when the shit goes down. It sucks that they do announce these people like the world's supposed to know them, because I be feeling like out of place as fuck. Like, you who the fuck is these niggas? Nah, I feel good that I
Yeah,
ain't
I do.
anyone.
I feel so out of place too.
Now,
Sometimes I'll be talking to Brace, and I don't be wanting to say I don't know these niggas.
nah, now I know I ain't the only one, man. I feel good about the shit because like I really be like, who the fuck are half of these
Like,
niggas from Japan? But now, yeah,
and
I
yeah,
now
you
go
got a
ahead,
point.
Brace. My bad.
Not gonna say you got a point though, because even at the Forbidden Door, I'm sure some people wondering, like, okay, who is Juice Robinson? Who is Shibata? I'm sure you was thinking that when you came out, like,
oh,
who is
seriously.
Shibata?
No,
Who is
I
I remember not knowing who Will
like
Ospreay was until like a couple weeks before the fucking pay-per-view, and I was just like, gotta learn about this nigga. Glad I did, because now he's my
only
favorite
reason
wrestler.
why.
He needs to come to AEW
Man,
more often.
welcome to the club, man. I got a Will
That
Osprey
nigga's
club too.
crazy. That
That's my
nigga's
dude. That's
crazy.
my dude.
I used to give
And he
AEW
talk.
a little more leeway with it because I know that their base really skews more to hardcore fans, a lot more than
Yeah,
WWE's
yeah.
does. So when they just randomly have a Jay White show up, it's like, oh, well, obviously the majority of the people here are going to know who that is. My main problem with AEW was when they started doing that just with everybody, like
Yeah.
not just big names who the
Yeah,
hardcores would know, but like oh Parker
scapegoat.
Boudreaux is here and he was just in the Trust
You be
Busters.
like,
Or, like the Trust Busters, what the fuck is that,
we got
bro?
no
Like,
no guys here.
what are we talking about?
Who are
Like,
they? Who are they?
The
and
freaking dude
I
who
want
was
to say this.
what's his name? Dude who was with Tony D, and now all of a sudden he's in AEW, and it's like who? Who are these people,
We
bro?
like we
Like,
supposed to know. Like I understood that I knew who he was because I watched WWE television. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, let's just say the average guy who don't watch NXT. You know what I'm saying? The casuals who don't watch NXT, they watch SmackDown or Raw mostly, and they never seen this guy before. And all of a sudden, you gonna think people automatically supposed to know who this guy is? Like he just it ain't like he just really came. What did he just join Tony before he got fired? He joined Tony this year.
yeah, it
Am I
was one
right? Was
thing
it this year?
when they debuted Eddie
It was,
Kingston or Ricky Starks like that, but like Cole Carter, that's his name. Now I remember when
yeah,
this
Cole
nigga
Carter.
pops up.
Yeah,
It's
Cole
like,
Carter.
Oh yeah.
Really? We gonna do the surprise debut for just anybody now? Okay, I
Hey,
got.
hey, look. Hey, look. It's Satyam Singh. It's Satyam Singh.
Oh, that was the worst one, bro. I said Butcher and the Blade, but no, that
That
was
was
the
the
worst one, bro.
worst, man.
That was
He
the
hadn't even
worst.
got a resume. That nigga's just there. He was just oh,
yeah. He was just there.
He's
He's
oh
a
my
out there with
Like,
goodness.
Jay Lethal and he's out there with Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and Jeff Jarrett, man. You
He
must be
could have
somebody with
I
he
them.
could have
want
literally
I want
just
to.
said, "Oh my God, it's a tall Indian man," and that would have been just as fucking
no,
like
get you kicked off the
he
air.
didn't have to say his name. No
bro. I
one
don't even
literally brought
remember who they attacked. I just remember he debuted and it was bad, bro.
like no one had to say his
And
name.
I want to say this though. It's I want to go back to what bro was talking about with how AEW gear they geared towards the hardcore fans, but you also gotta put in the type of fans that are just like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? They just see another wrestler show and say, "I want to get this show a chance because I like wrestling." It ain't just because I like the WWE or whatever. I just like wrestling. And I'll come across this product right here. So you gotta have to account for those fans too. Like I would want to, I was intrigued with AEW first when coming out and all that stuff because guess what? It's like it's another show. All right, cool. I like wrestling. Let me see what this about.
I
And,
think
and
they've
you
got
know what?
enough. I think they. My bad, Bryce. I think they've got enough, quote unquote, mainstream people to balance that. It's just when they like this past week when the tattoo dude came out and attacked Keith Lee, and I'm just sitting here like, who is this dude, bro? I'd
Yeah,
like to think I'm a quote unquote hardcore fan, but y'all just throwing random niggas in here now,
I
bro.
didn't know who he was.
like,
I just remember Rick Ross just yelling several times.
like,
The
is this dude
legend.
even a wrestler, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
who is
Now
this
he
guy?
actually a former baseball player.
oh,
When
so
I,
no,
I
okay.
had, yeah, he a former baseball player,
And, and
and, and
I'll say
that was
this
so
also.
wild to me though. Because, well, you was my bad.
No, go ahead. Go first. You finish.
No, not my bad. And the only thing I was about to say, it was so wild to me that to understand that he was a baseball player. Like, if he was, I would have most definitely would have saw him somewhere. Like, who could miss a tatted up face tattoo all over his face and stuff? This dude who was playing baseball up the mouth. He right there in front of the camera and with face tattoos. You don't think he will be memorable? I'm telling you, if somebody will remember him. So I don't know what baseball team he came from. I don't know.
I know
Yeah,
that's the way I
I
felt
just
Man,
about
I
remember
Saturday.
definitely
like
would have
him.
remembered him.
That's the way I felt about
I just
Saturday Night. It was like he was in the NBA. I'm like, nigga, what team?
Right, what team? I definitely
what
would have
team?
saw you, sir.
What
I
team?
definitely would have saw you.
That
I
nigga went
would.
to Chicago. What
What
team
team?
on the He went on the Chicago Bulls. He was on the Windy City Bulls. That's the thing. It was the G League.
Oh man, the G League. Oh,
It went the Denver Nuggets,
Yo,
but like the
Denver
Sacramento.
Nuggets.
It went the Denver Nuggets. It was like the fucking Seattle Nuggets. It was like the
yeah,
the Montreal
it
Nuggets.
was.
There you
Because
go. There
I
you go.
definitely did not see this nigga at all. They talk about, oh man, he played in the NBA. Whoa, hold on, time out. I must have missed a season or two.
or three, bro. Like,
Like, oh, I
He
ain't
played
never
on
seen
the
him
yeah,
before.
he didn't play on the
I
NBA
never
team. He played
seen
on
him before.
the basic team.
I never.
G League squad. You got to
Yeah,
put him in that. So there you
But
go. That's what you mean. Like just guys you never seen before. Like who are they? And, also, I know they don't get enough credit, but I think a lot of people need to really give credit to Impact Wrestling for the stuff they've been putting out and whatnot. That doesn't get enough credit.
I'm gonna give him credit when we start talking about best of stuff.
We've been on best
oh,
of stuff already because I'm
oh,
like
who we talking about? Get who credit? What we talking about?
Impact Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, we gotta get them credit. Man,
Because
I really like Impact. Bryce will tell you, I say a couple of days, that Impact would, that think Impact did bad. For the most part, if they ever have a back like some money backing them up, I promise you, would have been competing with the WWE or AEW if they just had money, man.
man, dude,
they
that's
put on
always
some
been,
banger matches.
man. That's always been the issue. I remember,
They
And
don't have the money.
yeah,
they got the people. They got people. They got guys like Josh Alexander, which I give him credit. Like that's one of the I want to put him in either one of the Wrestler of the Year categories, or even matches of the year. You got to put Josh up there big time. But you got
He's in one
a
of
lot of
mine.
talent now. You got a lot of talent like him. You got people like Callahan. You got people like Deanna Perrazzo, Moose.
Moose, yeah.
Shit, Speedball, Mike Bailey, that's another one that's improved a lot throughout.
Man,
Give that man a lot of credit. Shit, it's a lot of people on that roster. You got to give credit to the Motor City Machine Guns.
Who don't
Uh,
get enough credit.
don't get enough credit.
don't give
Like
enough credit. Don't get enough. And never
Alex Shelley and
did
Jay
and
White
throughout
was
their
a
whole
great match back
career.
at Sacrifice. Yeah, Alex Shelley and
Fantastic
Jay White.
match.
And throughout their whole career, they never got the credit.
You got to give the
And
Guns
that's
credit
always been them.
because they have put on a lot of great stuff. Even currently, right now, to what they've been putting on up to date, they've had a lot of pretty good big shows throughout the entire year. This whole Mickey James last rodeo thing. Um, shit, it's a lot of people. It's just some people kind of tend to pop in and out of the company and whatnot. That's always been a thing that the door has somewhat revolved because like some would say this is a problem that Impact has had in the past of putting titles on people that end up just going to the WWE as soon as they almost win the title in a way and have dipped. Because how many people are really back in the WWE right now? What, Eric Young is gone. The Good Brothers, they left, which I'm kind of glad they did now.
And that's it. Well, that goes back to what we just had said. All those guys are getting taken away from Impact. It's all because the money. That's the only thing. You can't blame these guys for doing it, but it's like, man, I don't think they would have been doing it if Impact had the money because they would get it pushed in Impact more than they would be getting pushed in the WWE.
True,
That is true.
very true.
Um,
Eric Young went for the World Championship earlier this year. Do you think Eric Young going
Slammiversary.
against Roman Reigns? Do you think Roman Reigns going against Eric Young for the
No,
Undisputed Championship? No.
no.
So it's like he was being treated better. And then people tend to say what they've been treated better at. No matter what the situation is, unless you just dropping a whole bag in front of their face, they had no other choice. But they usually say what they being treated better at. So I don't think Eric would have just up and left if the money wasn't talking.
Yes, and you have to give the company credit. They have really believed in Josh Alexander this entire time. Because like I said, with Slammiversary, you go back. Like I said, they're in their 20th year at this point. They're on their 20th anniversary. Well, it's been a lot of 20th anniversaries this year for a lot of people, but Impact, that's one that's had their 20th anniversary. And like me and Steven had reviewed Slammiversary months ago and talked a lot about that because they had kind of brought some people back. Maybe some of them bad from the past, but they brought a lot of names they could get at the time,
Wait,
and talked about.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
year. So what they started
Say
in
what?
2002? Impact
Yes, they
started.
started too.
In 2002, yeah.
I first started
Yep.
watching like '04, and I didn't realize that shit was going for so long. Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't start watching until like '05 when they were on Spike TV at the time. So
Yeah,
I
once
didn't
they
start.
started, right, and that's
I
what I
was
started watching it too. Once they got that Spike deal, that's when I started watching it.
I was watching right
'Cause I
before.
think with that first episode of the Spike deal, they had the Dudley Boys, Team 3D. That's when they first popped up. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh wow, ooh, okay, who are these? Where they at? They stopped the
I,
WWE.
they, they used to be on this like one of these sports, like don't you know them like sports channels that used to be on like Direct TV, like way in the back, like way in the back.
Yeah, I
Like
remember. I remember
Yep.
you talking about.
I was like,
Yeah, I remember you talking.
it was on one of them sports channels at like fucking 9 o'clock, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this? There's more wrestling." I'm watching it, and the first
Man,
match I saw was AJ Styles, and I was like, "AJ Styles, this guy is good." So I'm like, "Yeah, literally, man, I didn't realize it
man,
was on for 20 years. Fuck,
Yeah,
I
because
remember.
Y'all ain't
I
missed nothing in
remember
that first
when
couple of
I.
years, bro.
you really don't."
Yeah, you
But
ain't
like
missed nothing,
it
right?
was
You
like
really didn't.
for me, it
You
was
didn't
just
miss anything.
yeah,
for me,
that
it was
was
like
the
the fact
get
that it
that
was
was the
new
get go
wrestling.
of things.
Yeah, for me, it was just new wrestling. It was just fun to see.
Oh yeah, and they had a lot of
And
very big names throughout the years. So very very big
R-Truth,
names. Samoa Joe.
man, it's like
Jeff Jarrett, man,
hey, right. And man, and the crazy part about it, like man, those
Sting.
are some of the guys that I really like in that company. And then now years later, they some of my favorite wrestlers still to this day. The
yeah.
Samoa Joe or AJ Styles, and always like back in the day, always just would have thought. Like AJ, I always just thought he was, not to say he's small or anything, but in that era of WWE, back in the ruthless aggression era.
Like,
I don't. They would have. I don't think they would have booked him the right way because of his size.
but
But
honestly,
with
Shit,
Samoa Joe,
TNA
on the
did.
other
I,
hand,
I was gonna say,
So I
right
believe
there we go. Yeah, you
it.
can. Right, you right about that, boy. You right about that. They ain't really get him. They ain't really put the rocket on him.
I low key feel,
They ain't put the rocket on him like that.
I
Not for
low
a
key feel
long
like
time.
I used to dream about AJ Styles coming to WWE because, like, this was during the time where like certain fucking championships, like the Intercontinental and US championships, were like fire still. So it was like I was like, yo, AJ Styles could come in. I could see him winning like one of those cards. And at the time Jeff Hardy wasn't wrestling in TNA at the time. So I was like, I want to see him go against Jeff Hardy at some point. It was a lot of shit that I wanted, especially like young AJ Styles, man. I definitely want that nigga to be in WWE. I would have been
Oh
more excited about him being in WWE then than he was now, even though he's probably more successful now than he ever would have been back then.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
most definitely he did. Yeah, right. You are definitely right because I don't think he would have had the level of success back in those days that
Oh
that he do now.
nah. But I feel like his
He
match.
Teflon now.
Oh
Yeah, he's
yeah,
Teflon. He's Teflon. Yeah,
definitely.
like AJ can't have a bad match with anybody. So his shit's all like it's impossible for him to almost have a bad match with anybody. It really is. Like dude can just have a good match with anyone, and even if it's the worst person out there, it'll look good one way, one way or
We
another.
we
It's
did we saw that and we saw that before when he would against Jinder Mahal.
Yeah,
there
really.
you go.
We saw that before already. When he had that match against Jinder Mahal, he made Jinder look like, wow, okay, Jinder, you got something in you. Nah, it was just because he was in the ring with AJ Styles. That was it.
There you go. That's a good point there.
That nigga
Uh,
Jinder Mahal really became a champion because he was buff.
Jack to the
India.
gills.
and Indian, and had Indian descent. You gotta remember that part too.
All right, true. That works.
Jack to the gills. Jack to the gills. He was Jack to the gills. So there you go. He was definitely Jack to the freaking gills. What would you put as wrestler of the year?
I got two.
Mm.
Actually, I got a top five. Uh, uh, five. I got Josh Alexander. Four. I got Dax Harwood.
Ooh,
Three. I got Bianca Belair. Two. I got Mike Bailey. And one. I got John Moxley. So that's my five.
for me, I got a top three. In no specific order, but number three, even though I'm not actually no, I'm not gonna say because he had a better last year than he did this year because he really didn't do too much. But I'm gonna say my number two, my runner up, then I'm gonna have to give to Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns had a fire as a year just overall, and I think his year is continuing to be just as good as it was. His year is the most consistent as far as just fire ass year. He just like literally he hasn't really missed. And then you add fucking Sami into that. Man, it was just a bonfire. Cause like even when you look at what he did with Brock Lesnar, like that match to me is one of the matches of the year, but we'll get to that in a minute. Uh, but my number one wrestler of the year, and this may be pretty premature because I think his real shine is going to come next year. Cody Rhodes, baby. I
Oh,
think
this definitely would have been his year if he was
Oh
still
yeah.
around.
And
I
he
think
killed it, man. He was killing it for the time
man,
being. Hell in a Cell was great.
everything he's done, even with AEW, even when we were booing him, if you look back those matches, pretty good matches. And then he left AEW on a barn burner
The
with
ladder match.
yeah, with Sammy Guevara. And then the next time you see him, Wrestle fucking Mania. Barn burner after barn burner after barn burner after that, even with a fucking torn pectoral muscle, the man comes out barn burner. And you already know when he comes back, barn burner. So it's like, yeah, I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to him. Like he's just he was on a tear this year. Just absolutely. And I was gonna give number three to CM Punk, but again, he didn't do enough this year, I don't think. I think his
No,
last
he did it.
so
Oh,
Like I will say top ones though. I gotta give it to Seth because Seth was putting on a lot of great matches and stuff throughout the year. Seth, I give Seth one thing. Like Seth, he evolves throughout throughout his time. Don't get me wrong, I call him like Caesar Romero Joker at some point, but him and the whole singing thing and just all the stuff he's done, you got to put him in a top category. Like I say, you got to put well, yeah, Roman. That's kind of by default. Hell, I'll give one to Walter just for just the matches he's had with fucking Sheamus and just chopping the hell out of people. So that's another one. I was gonna give it to Riddle, but it's like I wanted to give it to Riddle, but it just kind of I don't know. I feel like it's gone a little bit down since RK Bro and everything, and I thought it would have went somewhere higher after Seth feud, but they just kind of went back to him having a going back to the comedy thing. Nope. Tap tap pass, bro. You want to hit my bong, bro? So with him right now, anyways, it's enough problems going on with Matt Riddle as it is. But I thought he would have gone somewhere higher after the Seth feud.
oh. Really, I broke mine down in three and one for each company, and that's how it was very hard for me to do that. But I just want to give one person that slot.
that's real.
WWE, WWE. I want to give it to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. It wasn't a match that I wasn't looking forward to. Probably SummerSlam, but once I got to SummerSlam, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is it's a good match, But every match that when Roman Reigns was headlining, I was anticipated it. I wanted to watch that match, and the storyline, his storyline, bloodline, all of that stuff. I really gave him the wrestler of the year for WWE. AEW though, even though he didn't wrestle enough, but Maxwell Jacob Freeman
I was
has to get the wrestler of the year for AEW. Because here's the thing with him is I don't need to see him in the ring too often. Because here's the thing, he always gonna captivate me and always gonna bring me to the TV as soon as I hear that theme music, because I know what I'm in for. I know I'm in for a wild promo. You know what I'm saying? A good promo. He don't gonna give me when he gonna. I don't pay for the pay per view, but but he gonna make me want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, then I'm definitely gonna watch it because of him. Impact, Josh Alexander. I think that was the easiest one for me with Josh Alexander. His meteor rise to the top. It was great, and he still put it on bangers after bangers. Even though I don't agree with some of the opponents, I didn't agree with some of the opponents that he had this year, and the supposedly be the big pay per views Impact. But I can't say that it wasn't a good match. You know, I can't say none of those matches wasn't good to me. So Josh Alexander get the wrestler of the year for Impact for me.
It's funny you say that because that's why I had him so low. I had him under Mike Bailey because he's having good matches, but like as the world champion, man, I'm not invested in like any of this dude's feuds, man, except for the Moose
Because
one.
of the people,
Like
right? And that was the very first one.
first one,
So
yeah.
it was
Oh
like,
yeah.
and so that's the reason why. Because me and Bryce had a conversation back in what was that Slammiversary. What's that the one he went against Eric Young? Am I
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and I will just all through the whole time of that get into Slammiversary. I was just like Eric Young though, and Bryce was trying to get me to understand like, man, no, Eric Young been in the company. He a legend in the company and stuff like that. I understand that though, but I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as that. You know, he probably is. That's what they probably build him as, one of the legends of the company and all that stuff. But it's like I didn't see it, and not for one of your biggest shows. Eight Slammiversary is like the equal to WrestleMania. Am I right? Am I
Well, that's
wrong or
more
right?
about. I think
Bound for
that's more
Glory.
about the glory.
That Battle for Glory was like, but Slammiversary is like in one of their big pay per views though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a SummerSlam and a Royal Rumble type pay per view. You know, like it's up there with that. And if it's up there with that, I would like to see another match other than that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have gave me Moose Part 3 or something. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind that. You know, and it's like I I just didn't see none of his views. Like bro said, I couldn't really not see none of his views at top tier. That's the reason why he really like I don't know. His title reign is kind of lackluster right now.
Yeah, and for their
Even though
WrestleMania
he's a good
show, he
wrestler,
wrestled Eddie Edwards. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what I
yeah.
was gonna say. I felt the same way about Eddie. It's like I never really believed Eddie was ever gonna win. I just never did. I don't
Well,
know.
this
yeah,
I
and that's
area,
another one too.
yeah, it didn't.
And,
It never really, I didn't think he was the guy to really go against Josh at Bound for Glory. It's like I don't mind Eddie Edwards, but the way Honor No More was being booked and they were just kind of taking too many L's, it was kind of really hard to really even believe in Eddie Edwards to go against Josh for the title. That's why I never believed he was ever gonna win. Anyways, it was a great match. Don't get me wrong, but did I believe he was gonna win? Not really. I thought they would have probably went with somebody different. I'm still waiting for them to get Steve Macklin up in the title picture. Rich Swan, which, good lord, you want to talk about people that's fallen? Or
that
I'm
nigga was
trying to.
falling as champion, bro.
He was fallen
as
champ,
champion, right? He was as champion. So we
or
all
even
remember that feud. So
yeah, or even Callahan. Shit, get him back in the title picture. So like that's why I said like
But
I like Josh, but I can agree. It's like it's some of the opponents he has gone against. And don't get me wrong, the
yeah,
match with Mike Bailey that went on for like an hour was fucking great. But in a way, it's like hopefully they'll go back into the future and build something off of that. But
hmm
I just feel like it has been a lot of opponents with Josh. Like I said, I haven't mind him as champion. It's just some of the people they've put him against as champion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing I would count as and whatnot. But I get your point though. Why you probably did put him kind of low on the list. Great matches. It's just the people and whatnot. Um, one other thing. What would you say is like one of the worst things of the year? Like either it's a match or someone that has just fallen, downfall, like anything in wrestling. Like just probably one of the worst things you can think of. Try to think.
Creative across the board.
yeah, across the board, everybody. You know, oh man, that's a good one because I did put that down. Like nobody would been hit it, knocking anything out the park. Yeah, and both companies, man, both companies in America, North America right now is just like they not doing so hot. You know what I'm saying? They just really not. But I do agree with you, but I want to say this about it's you probably it's probably a pro and a con, but all these returns from both companies all throughout the whole year. Like we can't never really keep it to one person that we probably want to see because guess what? Next week it's gonna be another person coming out. Yeah, you know. And now we invested in this new guy and the other guy who just came out. We ain't even paying attention to him anymore.
You mean like
You
that
know, so
Andretti?
all these returns,
Oh,
huh?
my bad. You said returns. For a minute, I was gonna say. Well, I wasn't gonna say debut. You said returns because I'm about to say you talking about
Yeah, all
bringing
the
guys out.
returns. You know, it's just the returns for me. Like debuts, like the AEW needs to really like they don't need to do too many more debuts because here's the thing: you really need to focus on the guys that you got. It's a lot of guys back there that people want to see. You know what I'm saying? I think you need to really start focusing on them instead of all these debuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, the returns are yeah, that was the worst thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I would probably put up there is either just you want to talk about falling, either be the NWA or just AEW backstage woes every few minutes half the time.
Yeah.
It's a civil war back there at this point.
It's a war going on backstage we ain't safe from.
Yeah, everybody's got something going on. Sammy,
Yeah.
who will he fight next?
That was one of my too. That's another one. It's like you know, the reason why I didn't really mention it because it ain't like it got solved or get it solved toward the end of the year. It's like it looked like it's gonna bleed over into the next year, and it's like that's how I feel with it. I don't think it's gonna. I hope it get resolved because you don't want to see scandals and stuff. That's stuff. Yeah, take away from the product. You like to see good wrestling, but you thinking about what happened backstage in real life. So it's like you really, I don't really see nobody doing anything about it.
I will add one thing into that other than the backstage woes, but do you even think Thunder Rosa will be back in the company, or will she be going to WWE pretty soon? And apparently, I heard Lance Archer, he's not happy with the company right now. Also,
Why didn't they have Lance Archer be one of Swerve's goons? Like,
I'm telling you, like, why are we not
they don't do,
using this
dude. They just
big
send him back
guy?
to Japan all the time. It's almost like he's back where he was a few years ago, back in New Japan.
Is that
like at
where
least as a
Yeah,
nigga we know. Like, come on, bro.
At least we know him, but they don't do nothing with Lance Archer. It's almost like, hey, the G1's coming up, we'll send him back to New Japan. Oh, the World Tag League's coming up, we'll just send him back to New Japan. And now that Suzuki Goon is done, and I saw that little promo he had cut talking about AEW, saying like, if you go and look it up, it's like probably on it's on YouTube and everything, but like New Japan had posted it, and he's talking about he's sick and tired, like feel like it's just the same thing, and like why aren't they letting me do this? AEW, it's like every time I come back to the US, it's like nothing happens for him. I thought something would have happened for him after the G1, but it's like they never have anything for Lance Archer. It's like we'll just send him to New Japan.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
I
mean,
don't
then
know.
we could have gotten Archer and Keith Lee feuding like with the Swerve thing. I don't get it, bro. Like,
Because I feel like that's the only solution. Like, yeah, we'll just send him back to New Japan.
just do cool shit. That's what wrestling needs to get back to. Just do cool shit, bro. Like,
Thunder Rosa, I see going. I would not be surprised if Thunder Rosa goes to WWE because, like I said, right now we already talked about this earlier, but the women's division in AEW is just like, it's rough. It's been rough, but feels like it's gotten rougher.
I think it's gotten better, a lot better, like by a country mile. Like right
With
now,
Jamie
And
Hayter,
see,
with
here's the
Jamie
thing.
Hayter's champ.
I've been between the both of y'all. I mean, between both of y'all. Like, yes, I don't think it there. I don't think it there. But at the same time, I think he got it better from the years past. If you ask me, because I think that at least every talent got it better, and the every matches got it better over the years. So I'm kind of optimistic for them in 2023 with their women division, but I'm just it's being optimistic because I just see a little ray of sunshine from them. You got Soraya, you got Jamie Hayter as your champion. Then you got people that you could at least build around and make the division better. And I'm kind of looking forward to what they can do in 2023.
I mean, we went from the Bunny and Abaddon and all those being featured to Tony Storm, Athena, Sheeta, all them being featured now. I think objectively it's
Yeah,
gotten better. Like,
you got a
I don't,
better.
I don't think it's close.
In some cases, I would say that. Don't get me wrong. There's still some people I wonder why they have on TV. Remember we was talking about Sky Blue calling out Britt Baker, say you're supposed to be a champion. Let's see if you wrestle more better than you talk.
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb.
Because there's some time when it looks like it works, but then there's times where I be wondering, like, okay, what are they putting out here again now? Like, what is this I'm seeing? Like, come on. And like I said, Thunder Rosa was just basically, she down there had been ousted from the locker room, it looks like, because every time I hear about something, like it's either Baker and some podcast talking about it, hey, I worked through my injuries. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but that's all just hearsay though, right? Like we only really hear about Britt and maybe her little camp having a problem with Rosa. I feel like if Rosa came back, she would just be cooking like everybody else, and that'd be that. Like I don't really think it's as deep as And plus, they haven't liked each other for a while, but they still have wrestled each other since they haven't liked each other. So it's not like she can't come back. Like they're gonna jump her in the locker room or something. Like
Yeah, wasn't there a story about that where they said like Thunder Rosa was running scared from Baker and Jamie Hayter
come
because
on
she hit
now,
her too hard. She was hiding in the bathroom. She was
come
just
on now.
ducking from them. Like, where you going, huh? Where you going? Where you going? We heard that whole thing, but I feel like it's a lot with AEW. They gotta still need to fix around there and everything. I still feel like it's too many factions. Like everybody's in a faction at this point, or we're just making up new factions, depending who it is. Because even I wonder, like, okay, how many groups we got again? Like, okay, Swear's got a group now. And you got who was I saw the other day? I actually recorded the show, but we got Josh Woods and Tony Nese and Davari and Mark Sterling out there
Oh God.
as a group. Now that's a whole thing. Or you got the the factory, QT Marshall. So I don't know. It's too many factions in AEW. I think it's like everybody's in a group, and I'm almost surprised the Dark Order is still alive at this point. It's like, damn, how many of y'all is left? Because one of them left and ended up joining Rush. And so that
Terrible
kind
storyline, bro.
of that
All
tells you
year.
we're still going. Hey, Private Party, who's gonna get custody of Private Party?
The whole Andrade family office, Hardy family, that's been bad since day one, bro.
It's still going. Like, I'm almost surprised. And I'm sure some would say that Andrade's got to be punching the air right now. If they let William Regal go that easily, they won't let Andrade go. Hell, Regal wasn't even the company a whole year. William Regal got there in February, and he left last month. That's kind of funny. And they said Andrade got to be punching the air right now.
I do want to know what type of clause he had in his contract that he could get away with that.
From what I
I think
heard,
he
he was just let out. Like he didn't get released or whatever. Like Tony Khan just let him out of his contract because he was supposed to be signed for more, and the agreement was he just can't be on TV.
Okay.
because I believe Regal did explain this in an interview, and he did talk about his time in AEW and how he just asked Tony, and I think Tony explained it too. That some people believe Regal played Tony and everything, and convinced him to let him go back because he was getting paid from WWE and AEW at the same time. When he got to AEW, he was getting paid from both companies and whatnot, and he was just found a way. It's like, hey, I want to go back. His son is in NXT and whatnot. And they said he just kind of, he must have caught, they say he caught Tony at the wrong time because they said Tony Khan was already going through some stuff as
Yeah,
it
with his
was
mom.
already. Yeah, his mom had a stroke, I believe.
And the
And,
All Out thing happened at the same
and,
time.
and, and the all out thing happened. And, Regal just found a way. It's like, hey, why don't you just, yeah, I don't want to be, I want to go back over there now. Hey, it's different and stuff. So, yeah, I just want to go. I just want to go back. So some believe that he found a way just to convince him because he felt like if you go listen, it's on YouTube because at times like I need to leave WWE for a minute because it's gotten stale. So and he went to AEW, but hey, I'm gonna get all this money and now I'm going back because it's someone else in charge right now and stuff.
His
So
boy.
his boy, yeah, that Triple H wanted him back. That's like that's damn near his right hand man in a way,
Has been,
especially with
yeah.
NXT throughout all that time. Even though I was surprised when Regal had said like he felt like NXT was kind of getting stale after NXT Portland. He felt like there's nothing more we can do. We've done it all. What's next? Because
Yeah, they doing it all right now, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, NXT is literally a whole different thing at this point. Not black and gold at this point. One other thing, injuries. With
Well,
all
hold up. Before you say that, because I'm about to head out. So I'm just gonna throw this last
final
worst
thoughts from
thing
Steve.
in.
Final
I'm
thoughts from Steve.
Yeah,
my last
yeah,
worst
we
thing
should
is
go to the fight.
Yeah,
everything
we've done
Ronda
this
Rousey
enough.
related.
Go ahead, Steve. My bad.
my my last worst thing is everything Ronda Rousey from 2022.
Agreed.
Yeah, Rousey. Dude, I forget she's the champion sometimes. I feel like she just has the belt. That's kind of it.
She's
Yeah.
annoying.
And she's indirectly responsible for the whole Sasha Naomi thing. Because from what I heard, Sasha was supposed to be the match with Charlotte at WrestleMania, but then they weren't expecting Ronda to come back. So when she did come back, they changed the plan to Ronda Charlotte. And so Sasha was just thrown into a tag team with Naomi, and the rest is history, as they say.
Damn.
So terrible.
Yeah, because honestly, ever since Ronda came back, it's just kind of like it's been kind of whatever. And even I remember you compared this because they just did it on Raw. It's like Ronda goes around beating up security guards and Adam Pierce, only a suspension. Bobby Lashley just I think he slightly pushed Adam Pierce and hit a referee. Yeah, you fired. Get out of here.
Mm. Wonder
I
what the
remember you
difference is
brought
between
That
those
too,
two.
though. Yeah, I want to watch either. What is the difference?
Oh,
Pondering.
interesting.
It's interesting. So yeah, I just feel like Ronda's just kind of just been around and stuff, and I wasn't surprised when she won the belt back from Liv Morgan. We talked about that match at Extreme Rules and how that was not good.
Terrible.
That was bad. So I don't know what to say. So I don't
Ronda hasn't
honestly.
had a good match all year, bro. like
She
let's
really
talk
has.
about it.
Right? She haven't.
She's like my
She
least
really hasn't.
wrestler.
It's like, who can you really think of? Like, seriously, like anybody tell me? Because who is she win against that at least has done something, like had a good match out of her? Because we've seen them and they haven't been good. Like
The
any of
match
y'all
at
tell me.
WrestleMania with Charlotte was boring, bro. Like with a bad finish. Like, dude, like what are we, just pack her up, bro. The Ronda Rousey experiment has failed.
I'm not a
It's
fan.
failed dramatically.
Shotzi. Um, who else? I'm trying to see who else she went against. Shay went against Raquel. Yeah, apparently that's coming soon.
Can't wait.
Liv Morgan. Oh, good lord, the Liv Morgan ones. Shit. Damn, yeah, right. I can't really name a lot of other people, honestly, unless I've missed it. I don't know, but they have not been good at all. So, but they got Raquel going for the title again, apparently, and then I think I saw SmackDown. They just start beating her up or something like that. So I don't know. They gotta get somebody. I'm not gonna say call anybody up from NXT because ain't nobody really ready like that to come up right now.
For Ronda, hell no.
Hell,
No,
hell.
right.
And now they made her and Shayna a team. So I'm like, shouldn't they mostly be the most unstoppable force on the show?
I mean, that's what I said, but Kyle brought up a point last time we brought this up that I mean, Shayna would just be there to take the fall. So I mean, there you go.
Yeah,
I think they did
that's all
that.
she's there for anyway. And well, what did y'all just see? Did y'all see this past Friday? What happened? She was there to take the fall. She got the roll up pin, and she was there to just go on to the next. I mean, to go on to the final boss. She
Exactly.
the Goro
that
of the situation. You know,
Goro. Goro.
before you get to Shao Kahn, you got to go against Kataro. You know, that's
Right.
how she is.
You have to get Kataro first. Man, shit, I thought they would at least have to go against Shang Tsung at least.
Shit.
Didn't they
But
get
yeah, I
Shao?
definitely agree with you that we gonna leave that on the final note.
That's the
That's your
final
how
final
note for
note.
bad
me.
What's your final note? Yeah,
how
the final
bad
note was
Ronda
C.
Rousey is.
That's how I'm leaving it.
Yeah,
Nah, I
I
would
would.
because I would think it. I have to dip up out of here too. So
Nah, same.
Same here.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, what other final thoughts? I guess any of y'all have? Because the only thing I was gonna say left was just like, with all these other injuries that happen, at least who do y'all hope for to be back if they're back, from injury, in that time and whatnot. I would like to see
Now, how many
Big,
times we gonna
Big E
say?
back.
How many times we gonna bring up this man's name? Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. That's
You gonna keep on
that's
bringing
the
this
most
man's
person
name
want
up.
to see an injury come back from.
But
Ain't
also,
nobody checking for
you
Adam
know,
Cole. Ain't
I was
nobody
just about to
checking
say, I was just about to say, like, we also
I
got to
forgot
talk
about
about
his
Adam
injury.
Cole. We got to talk about
I
Randy
forgot.
Orton. We got to talk about
Randy.
Orton.
I forgot about them. Don't get me wrong. I did forget about Randy because I just read up on him not too long ago. They was talking about how not good at looking. But
Yeah,
it's like I just read that like not too long ago, and that's why I just threw him out because it's like I just read that it's really not looking as good as many people want it to be.
yeah.
So that's the
Yeah,
reason
Bryce
why.
said
Then I also
Yeah.
Big E.
His
Biggie.
career, Big E. That
let's
shit
see.
was
Yeah,
just
that's
fucking sad.
I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. Real talk.
I hope he comes back
And
though. I really hope he does.
Man, me too.
Because it's almost like as soon as he lost that WWE title, it's like shit just went downhill fast. Like downhill. So it just got bad with him. So I hope he does come back, especially off of a neck injury. Adam Cole is apparently in jeopardy. Kyle O'Reilly, I think, had some fusion neck surgery. I think he did. So ain't no telling when any of those guys are gonna be coming back.
Yeah, I don't know if Kyle's coming back because anytime you hear fusion neck surgery, that that it's
that don't
either
sound good.
That ain't good.
Fusion
That
X
ain't
is what got Kurt Angle fucked up.
Yeah.
it fucked the Edge up for a while.
Yeah.
yeah,
It
didn't
Mm-hmm.
fucked
Sting have
a
that
lot
too
of people.
after the
Mm-hmm.
buckle bomb?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
every time you
Sting,
hear that, it's like, I don't know, bro.
Sting was out for a minute. Yeah, that's how many years Sting was gone until he came back. So yeah, like when it comes to your neck, like that's the most delicate thing almost, because it's hard to really tell if you will come back from a neck injury and everything. And hell, Austin, how long was Austin out? Damn near 20 years.
Seriously.
So when it comes to your neck, it's like that's very, very hard to come back. Joe Danielson's done it.
Christian.
Saraya,
Christian.
Page there, Christian Cage.
Soraya, yeah.
So it's like I'm glad they back, but it's like it took them a minute to really come back, because you gotta be really careful with the neck. It's a very delicate thing. So yeah, it's hard to tell when you can come back from your neck and that. And it's gonna take a while if you do come back, like a long while. So it's crazy when it like comes to neck injuries and stuff. So that is that's a very delicate situation to deal with. So like I said, it's you can't tell, because like some of these guys we ain't seen in a while. Shit, we ain't seen Adam Cole since the Forbidden Door. And
Whatever happened to Drew? Is Drew hurt?
apparently Drew is sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Drew
That's
sick.
he's sick. Yeah. So I think he's been sick for a while though. He's been working while sick, to what I heard. So that was one thing. I remember
What
that.
he got, nigga?
I don't know what he got there. So he's not. He's medically sick. Like, okay, when he's medically sick, yeah. What does he have? That's
right. That was the strangest combination of words I ever heard. He medically sick. Like, well, hold on. What did you mean by that?
As opposed to
what
not
you mean?
medically
What
sick.
sick
All
for a
right.
minute?
Right,
Like,
right.
what does he have?
So hold on, having a regular cold, I'm not medically sick. If I have a regular cold, what is what do that fall in? What category that falls into?
You normally sick, bro.
Yeah, you
like,
just normal sick.
like normal sick. Like what you say? Like what does he have? Like what does he have? Tell me what does he have? Like that's what we want to know. Like 'cause he ain't been seen since like about few weeks now, and shit, ain't no telling. Yeah, so that's a good question though. Bring back Broken Dreams, by the way. They need to bring that back. It was cool seeing Clash of the Castle. But yeah, it's a lot of injuries. One other thing I'll say, one big return, that may be back in the next year. We could be getting that Bobby Fish.
Folks, where's the lie?
Where's the lie?
No, I do remember him saying that.
Bobby Fish Wrestler of the Year, bro.
Hey man, the bloodline want to be like the Undisputed Era. That's all they want to be. They just trying to be like the Undisputed Era. That's what the bloodline wanted to be. Roman Reigns want to be Adam Cole, apparently. You trying to be like him.
I don't know how this man went from in one of the coolest factions in wrestling to a joke in a couple years. Like that's crazy, dude.
It's almost
Because
like
when you just fly off the mouth like that, you could easily become a joke. You just go ahead and just think you just saying anything smart, or you saying something that cool. No one, there's nobody to tell you like, Bobby, don't do that. That's not a good look.
Dude
All
got
right.
CM Punk chants in his hometown, bro.
oh yeah, Battle for Glory. Because apparently, Bobby Fish, the fighter there, he'll fight anybody. Apparently, if I was in that backstage thing, you know what I would have done? Like, what would you have done, huh? Like, he made it sound like that. he,
Oh
was-
my gosh, bro.
Man, wanna
he,
dance.
He a goof.
Triple H, he wants Triple H to call him. He just wants Triple H to call him. He want to go back. He waiting for that call from Triple H.
He could have possibly had that chance a little bit. I wouldn't say he had that chance, but he could have possibly had that chance if he wasn't popping off at the mouth so much.
Because
Didn't he say
apparently
he'd go to war for Triple H? Was that him or Eric Young? One of them said that.
that was Fish. That was Fish. He wanted to go
Oh
to
my
That
war.
was
gosh.
Fish.
That was
Yeah, that was
Fish.
Fish. Yeah, that was
Hilarious,
him.
bro.
He was
That
like,
nigga
"Hey man,
funny.
he wanted to put. He was gonna put it all on the line. Like he said, like yeah, Triple H this, Triple H that. Tony wouldn't let me do this. Tony wouldn't let me have a kickboxing match on AEW television. Like I don't know how many people want to see that. Yeah, who wanted to see that?
Nah,
Kickboxing.
fake shoot fighting is my least favorite kind of wrestling, man.
Who Yeah,
But
we're
that
gonna.
fucking
Right,
WWE,
right.
that's why WWE
Kick
After Dark didn't work.
that.
Oh, Raw
He
Underground.
said after dark. He
Raw
said
Underground could have been good. That could have been good. It just wasn't executed.
after dark. That's the
Raw
best line I
Underground could have
heard.
worked. It could have worked. It just wasn't
Oh,
executed
my
right.
stomach hurt, man.
It wasn't executed right. Big Shano
He
just didn't
said
have the
after
right.
dark.
Bobby Fish,
Like
Raw Underground. I can see it
WWE
now.
Uncut and shit.
I can see it. Bobby Fish,
That was
Raw.
the and the embrace right here making it worse for me too. I must have been laughing at you too because you was gonna say it on this that it could have worked. You was gonna say it on this
The
until the ground
concept looked
break.
like it could have worked. Hey, welcome to Fight Club.
I mean,
First Fight Club, we don't talk about Fight Club. It had a good concept. It just wasn't executed right. Shoot fight. Hey, don't worry, man. He gonna fight the next big WWE signing, Nick Aldis. That's gonna be the next big signee.
Oh my gosh, bro. They can start a Fed together, bro. Aldous and Fish, bro. Like, go ahead, dude.
And Aldis ain't even really talking crazy. It's just how many people really checking for him like that.
Nobody,
right,
bro.
ain't
Go start the
nobody, bro.
AAF, Aldous and Fish, and just get out of here, bro.
You said the AAF.
Aldous and Fish, bro.
Aldis and Fish, the
Yeah,
AAF. We gonna become a tag team on I don't know
then you can have your
what
little
indie.
kickboxing match over there. You can have your little
Because
kickboxing match over there.
I don't see Triple
That's what
H
you
hiring.
want.
I don't see Triple H hiring Bobby Fish back. Well, if he had brought the rest of the Undisputed Era back, they say he possibly could have, if he convinced Cole and um O'Reilly to go back, then they could have had a chance.
Cole definitely not going anywhere. I'll
He
Triple
not
H or
going
not,
back,
bro.
right?
I don't
Right,
see
he
Cole.
ain't going back.
He ain't going. Cole ain't going back there. I don't see it, man. It ain't gonna work because Cole like being there. His friends are there. His girlfriend is there.
Exactly,
So
bro.
unless Triple H gives him the fucking world title, something like that, then maybe go back and hey, we can go back and be the top dominant faction, but on the main roster. But I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work with the bloodline there right now because it's not like the bloodline have all the gold because in NXT Undisputed Era had all the gold, like all of the gold and stuff. But I still think it's funny that the Bobby Fish, the bloodline, man, they just want to be like us, man. I think the funniest thing that his wife had tried to defend it online, like, yeah, we got our point across.
That's
We
when you know
got
you lost, bro. When your wife hop in.
like we
Right?
got our point
Mm-hmm.
across. He was like, yeah, she was like, yeah, he got his point across. We got what we
Now
wanted to
once
say.
she came in, we got our point across with him. He a goof. That was
Yeah,
right. Once you come in, you solidified that he was a goof. So that's how you solidify that.
so yeah, he was a goof. So yeah, there you go, man. He, he wasn't gonna make it. I think he's a New Japan Strong. I think he's a New Japan Strong. I don't even know what show he's on anymore. So there you go. That's the fish right there. But let me just say this. Other than everybody, whoever else has a final thought, what do you grade everything, I guess, out of the year, or what do you hope to see in the next one, or just any final thought? I'm just throwing something out there for you right there,
Um,
I
just to
just
say
my
on.
grade, my overall grade for the wrestling year is a fucking A. Not just because of the booking, some of the booking was on and off, but if you want to talk about just a bunch of shit happening all at once within 1 year, so much happened. Like from the fallout at All Out to fucking Brock Lesnar taking a tractor and just lifting the whole ring up in the middle of a match to
That
fucking
was that was great.
to Hella Returns, Cody Rhodes leaving AEW as a EVP and coming to WWE in WrestleMania like fucking a month after or so. I forget how long it was, but it felt real quick. It felt like super quick in between. But just so much happened within this year, and it opens the door for so much to happen next year. I have to grade this year an A just because it makes 2023. I'm at the edge of my seat to figure out like, will CM Punk come back? Will fucking Cody Rhodes win the fucking unified championship? Is The Rock actually gonna beat Roman Reigns? Tune in this time next week for fucking WWE wrestling overall. We'll see. So like that's where I'm at with it. As far as shit that I want to happen, a few of those things I already said. Cody Rhodes coming back, The Rock. Um, Maybe even like some more John Cena matches, but he's gonna end the year with a match, so I'm cool with that. Um,
And it was 20th anniversary this year. Let's not forget that.
Also 20th anniversary, yeah, for a lot. Damn, for
For
SmackDown.
him, Randy, Rey
Damn.
Mysterio.
For him, Randy, and Rey Mysterio. Fuck.
They all came in 2002.
Damn, '02 was a great year, man. Brock Lesnar too. Wasn't he '02?
Yeah, L2,
Yeah,
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 he
yeah.
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah,
said
yeah,
Brock.
yeah, yeah.
They said
Yeah.
Brock. They said Brock.
Damn.
Uh,
Everybody. That was a great year, but yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to get
I
this
would
A
say,
overall.
yeah, I agree with you. I will say with just before you move on to Kyle, I was gonna say Gerard real quick. The only thing I'm almost surprised you didn't say as your worst of the year. I know this is just a little quick note, but I know you talked about your worst person of the year was Dominic. I remember you saying that like about a couple
Oh
weeks
fuck
ago.
that nigga, bro. Jesus Christ, he's the Ronda Rousey of male wrestlers right now.
That's hilarious.
He's he's fucking horrible. Like your fucking father is Rey Mysterio. Your fucking godfather is fucking Eddie Guerrero. And you walking around calling these motherfuckers mommy? Really? Really, you grown ass man? Yeah, that's another thing for another day. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long with a rant about that nigga. Just know I do not. Just like you don't like Ronda Rousey, I do not like Dominic Mysterio.
uh, Kyle, you want to go next on your final thought?
my final, my final thought is I feel like this is towards AEW. I just feel like the elite time in the sun, they I think it's time. It's time for them to go ahead and take the back seat. Just stay in the trio division, and I don't think none of them should go for a title, the main titles like for the Young Bucks, the tag team title, and Kenny the world title. I just don't think that they should do that this year. I mean, this coming year is in 2023. That's what I don't want to see.
What about a grade?
Yeah.
Hmm?
You're
What?
great.
Oh, my grade, a C. A C. None of them, like nobody really wow me. Like they did, then you gave me some disappointment. That's why I gave it a C. You gave me some. Oh man, that was a good show. Then you also gave me some disappointment, to balance it out. So that's why I gave it a C. I just wish it. I just hope it get better. It get better. In 2023. But yeah, most definitely, it's right in the middle with me.
Yeah, I'm in a range in between. I want to say maybe a B minus. I think it's a lot that did happen with multiple companies, whether it be the stories or the matches. I think AEW though really needs to kind of fix a lot of things though, because they have had multiple kind of problems that aren't just what we see on TV, but a lot of the backstage stuff that we just keep hearing about every other damn near month or every other week, damn near, depending if it's some backstage fight or just something going on in the back. It's like we hear more of that or contracts or apparently somebody leaving. There's a lot they need to fix. WWE has been up and down. I will say that. Um, it's almost like there's a period where they do good, and then there's just like a period when they still kind of go to shit. I know it's different booking nowadays. I think Triple H, like Kyle said earlier, we just bringing back way too many people and expecting us to know who they are or expecting them to act like they are the shit. Because I will say one of the worst returns they probably either brought back is either Hit Row. They suck very badly. I think Damage Control is ass. It just sucks. I think the people individually would do better on their own, but as a collective group, it sucks. Okay, it fucking sucks. But it's like it's like something that they hype up, and then some of it's been left in disappointment. Some of it has exceeded expectations, but I want to go towards you know B slash B minus in general, just from the overall quality of the year, because like it's been big stuff, it's been some good stuff, it's been some bad stuff. But it's like that's why I'm going to B minus. It's like I'm going towards a little more good, but there was still a lot of shit in between that, depending on whose company it is.
Okay, that's real.
I'm pretty much gonna co-sign that. I'm gonna give him a C plus. Kind of in between what you and Kyle said, where like this year I've seen some of the best stuff I've seen in years with
Yeah.
the Punk MJF feud, the Bloodline stuff. Um, but on the flip side of that, I've seen not even bad stuff, like not outwardly terrible, but it's just uninspired, uninteresting, boring stuff. Like such wasted potential. Like every week we talk about Impact, you and me, Bryce, and I keep saying, man, I can't believe how they fumbled this Mickey James storyline. And it's like there's so many things like that where it's just like every time we come on here and talk about a pay per view or whatever, I give the highs and the lows, but mostly the lows are just this could have been so much better, and I don't really understand why it's not being better for people who are professionally doing this, paid to do this creative writing. And I'm just a nigga in this room talking like, why does it make sense to me, but to y'all who do this for a living, not make sense how you should be doing this stuff? Like, and so for the majority of the year, I've gotten some really dope stuff, but I feel like the negative stuff is so just uninspired that it's like I can't go too positive with it, but it's not none of it is the wrestler's fault. So I'm still gonna keep it sort of positive. So I'll say C plus, because the shooters shoot, whenever just like what we said about Full Gear, man, the build was dog shit. But when you got to the show, it's like, yeah, they wrestling their asses off, bro, because good wrestlers are going to wrestle good. So C plus for me. And what I'm looking for 2023, just I want a good Royal Rumble. That's it,
Yeah,
bro.
but yeah, because I gotta say the Rumble was probably between the Rumble was probably one of the worst shows, maybe, or well, I don't want to say the next thing the whole show was. The only other thing I was gonna say that's probably one of the worst things was and I don't think it should have happened now. They shouldn't have had Ric Flair back in the ring again. He survived though, I'll give him that. I'll give that was a good angle, but no, that shouldn't have I don't think that should have happened that whole show, even though they drew a lot of people.
Yeah.
Him com- him coming back to, wrestle again. Well, I heard Ricky Steamboat did better, but yeah, I don't need to see Flair back in the ring again. Okay, but yeah, the Rumble that was probably like one of the worst shows. Between that and maybe All Out was just All Out. Yeah, one of those two. They're probably one of the worst ones. So that's how I see it. But yeah, other than that, yes, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on today for this end of the year review. Uh, like I said, hope everybody else enjoys the day out there. We'll be back with another review prior to Royal Rumble, most likely. One day, nah, Wrestle Kingdom, that's gonna be too hard to do because how many people about to stay up that late to watch Wrestle Kingdom?
I'm
Uh,
not.
Not I.
watch it, but yeah, remember this is Japan, and if this was on the weekend, I probably would stay up for it, but not gonna do it on the weekday and shit. Um, but yeah, most likely I would say the Royal Rumble, or maybe Hard to Kill, depending on who it is. We'll see. But yeah, other than that though, like I said, I thank everybody for coming on today. Is there anything you guys would like to plug before you leave?
No, sir.
I
I'm good.
I don't want to plug anything, but I do want to say this before we leave. And I really, this probably a little sentimental, but my bad. But I really like talking to all three of y'all. and we can get our point across without. We had so many disagreements, and none of us argue. None of us said, "Oh, you son of a bitch, that's what's wrong." You know, nobody said that, and it's like, and I like that, man. We can't get that on the internet, man. I get cussed out if I even go against somebody. Like, God, I don't even know you, brother. Why are you cussing me out?
The tribalists.
Right, and we don't have that. We don't have that, and we don't let We don't let outside influence our decision on things. If we don't like something, we just don't like it. I don't care if the next man like it. And we just don't, and that's what I like about this group.
No,
Here,
see.
here.
No
And
problem. No,
just to add on to that, I like that we all have different perspectives on things too, man. Seriously, like Bryce, he comes in with like he'll throw in like, well, this is what the average wrestling fan thinks, and then we all pick that shit apart.
Yeah, we'll pick it
you know,
apart.
yeah, everybody's got a different opinion.
yeah, KC, he got the factuals. Everybody got the factuals. I come from like the regular consumer. I don't really watch. I watch the base shit, and you got the deep wrestling fan. So I like that everybody got their own perspective on shit too.
Most definitely. But yeah, other than that though, yeah, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Hood890. We're out of here. Happy holidays, everybody. See y'all then. And